All right, welcome to the Artie Lang Uncensored Artie.Quitter podcast. I swear to you, we're now in week 5. I don't know what the name of my podcast is. And people ask me on Twitter, what's the name of your podcast? I go, I don't know.
Artie and them.
I don't know. Artie and them? That's kind of gay.
Artie and them.
Artie and them is very gay. I don't like Artie and them. Artie and the guys, Artie and the gang.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it's getting worse.
The Lang gang. That is terrible. It should just be the Artie Lang show, I guess. But because Artie.Quitter was my Twitter, we tried to get cute, and now we're in the nightmarish situation of not having a name of the podcast in week 5.
I like Artie Lang Uncensored.
Okay.
It's got your name and then uncensored.
Right.
Grabs you.
Right. So when I call Gwyneth Paltrow a cunt for steaming her vagina,
Yeah.
people know they expect that.
Yeah. Boom.
Boom. Bombshell tonight. All right, the typical gang is with me, except there's an exception for his second appearance. Paul Morrissey's here. Paul, what's up?
Good to see you guys. I'm still on the road, Artie, so the road is beating me.
We all are, brother. We all are.
2 blizzards.
Yeah, I know.
This is a road. You're on the road right now? Like this is a road?
He's in L.A. He's from L.A.
Oh, you're an L.A.
He's
guy.
from L.A., yeah. Where? So what are you doing now? What's the gig you got now?
I did the DC Improv, and I just got back. I did Gotham last night for 2 shows.
Right.
Those were the ones that got canceled for the blizzard last week.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm heading upstate and flying back to LA tomorrow.
Wow. Yeah. Where are you doing upstate?
That's just where I'm from, Binghamton area.
Oh, you just going to say hi?
My parents' house is still up there, so.
Yeah, I was telling the guys here that a friend of mine took me to a guy in the Allman Brothers died. And he knew him. I used to know this kid at the. I think I told this story. But I knew this kid who worked at CBGB's in the early '90s, and he got me coke supposedly from Dee Ramone one night. And I'm telling you, man, I guess it's like. I mean, I've had some good cocaine, but this was pharmaceutical grade rock star cocaine. And I had been doing coke for a few years, and I had a major problem in the early '90s with coke. Like, it really almost destroyed my life. I ended up in LA County Jail because of it, showering between 2 Crips because of cocaine. So
who hasn't been there? You know what I mean?
Well, you know, when you're there, you go, fuck.
That's good coke.
But this kid who worked at CBGB's knew Dee Ramone. And Dee Ramone was probably the hardest partying Ramone. He's the only Ramone I think who died from partying.
The drugs didn't kill him.
Yeah, I think poor Joey. Joey had cancer, right? I think. And Johnny, I think, just died of anger. Marky's still alive. Tommy Ramone, the original drummer, just died, and I think he just disintegrated. I don't know. Like he just Tommy Ramone looked like he was going to die when he was 22. You know, but Dee Ramone was just a really and Dee Ramone wrote that song 53rd and 3rd. Talk about an honest punk song. He wrote a song about the corner of Manhattan, 53rd and 3rd, where businessmen would go fuck little boys. Like teenage boys would go there because a lot of the Wall Street guys at the subway there at 53rd and 3rd would congregate. They'd go down there and they'd fuck these kids, and these kids who were teenagers would sell themselves and become, they were tricks for money and drugs. And Dee Ramone wrote a whole song about it because he was one of those kids who would go fuck old guys.
That's a tough subject to write a hit about.
It's all about the melody.
Did you ever hear that song, 53rd and 3rd, trying to get a hit?
I had it on a loop there.
Yeah, 53rd and 3rd, trying to get a hit, 53rd and 3rd, whatever. I'm going to say
It's like all their other songs. Just
the best thing about Ramon songs, they're all 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And they all start off with, Dee hit it. But he told me, Dee gave me this coke, gave me like an 8-ball of cocaine. And I did it all night, and it was like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I walked from CBGB's to Penn Station, which is like, is this it?
That's it.
This is their big hit. I want to be sedated. How many times have I felt like this on a plane or on the road?
That's
I know this song.
Put me in a wheelchair.
I can't find the other one.
This is in a lot of movies. This song was in a lot of movies.
Can you find 53rd and 3rd? Yeah, Sedated that's their biggest hit.
That's a
Sedated.
huge hit.
That or Blitzkrieg Bop, I guess.
I know that too.
Rock
Black
and
guys
Roll
know
High
we know the
School.
hits. We know the
Rock and
hits.
Roll High School was a movie.
Yeah, I saw that movie when I was a kid.
But after I did this cocaine, I walked back. I'm telling you, I walked from CBGB's, which is on Bleecker Street in the Village, and 2nd Avenue, or Bleecker Street and 3rd and 3rd, trying to get a hit. 53rd and 3rd, trying to turn a trick. 53rd and 3rd, you're the one they never pick. He's pissed because they don't pick him to get the
Yeah, I heard it. I was sitting there like, this is fucking wrong.
Jesus.
See, that's the good thing about listening to rap. You can, when it's time to focus on the lyrics, you're like, let me zone in. Oh, this is a piece of shit.
A rap song would never go there because it's gay.
It's just
there's nobody admitting that rap songs get dark, but no one admits to being.
Oh no, it's funny as shit. Me and I
No one
felt
even.
You don't hear Biggie Smalls going, "I'll suck their dick." Yeah.
It's this song. It's this song called, and Google it, called "Pop That Boy Pussy." You'll love it. It's by a gay rapper.
I'll pass.
Oh, you'll love it. It's fucking great. All right.
A gay rapper is called a punk star. There's no such thing as a gay rapper.
His name is Young Hot Fly or some shit like that. Young Fly Hotness or some shit.
So there is a gay rapper. They've opened that up in the community.
There's so many gay rappers floating around. Just floating around. I mean, they're not on any major stations.
But everyone gets laid in rap songs. They don't even say, like, I asked her out and she said no. Like, it's always like, I'm getting pussy.
Well, that's right. My ex-girlfriend said to me, "Why don't?" Because she saw how much I love Bruce Springsteen. She said, my generation, she was 28 at the time. She said, "We don't have a Bruce Springsteen. Why? I'd like to have a Bruce." Because she saw how into the songs I was. I go, because you can't fucking relate to anything those people are talking about. Every song is, I got a Bentley and every hot bitch. I relate to Springsteen because it's a fucking kid with no money talking to his girlfriend from a phone booth at 3 a.m. on a rainy night at the Jersey Shore. Like I relate. It was my life in a song.
Yeah.
And if you can't relate to what's going on in a song, you're not going to feel that connection to it.
Right.
Joe, your thoughts?
It's the same with stand-up. I mean, you don't want to see some comedian talking about his success. That's why, like, Eddie Murphy kind of faded away from the stand-up circuit. He made it so big that it's like, how does he go on stage? What do you talk about?
Well, what about Chris? You are there rappers? See, that's why Biggie. Okay, here's but I'll go back on that a second. Biggie Smalls did change all that. Like he was singing about. That's why I like that guy. His lyrics really were about the streets and dealing crack and selling crack to pregnant women.
That happens now.
Because he had to get out of there.
Before Biggie, I mean, there was a lot of rappers before Biggie, but in current times, one of my favorite.
Eminem's another one.
Eminem, he relates to some people. I like him, but he don't relate to me. Beanie Siegel,
would he have dinner with him every day?
Me and M, we hung.
I relate to M.
You got Beanie Siegel. He was very relatable. He's from South Philly, so literally when he would rap, it was like I was just listening to stories of shit that happened. I know a lot about, but you got a lot of relatable artists out. Like you got Kendrick Lamar, he's very relatable. You got
I don't know who that is.
I mean, they knew it. You know what I mean?
Biz Markie, he was relatable.
I don't think.
Yeah, but you get into it. You get into a. I liked him, but I mean, I'm not going to relate to anything in that song.
What was that rapper movie? Where what's his name? There's a
State Property.
In the last 5 years, it won like best movie.
Who's the man?
And no. And he was like a drug dealer, and all of a sudden he just started rapping, and they were like, about all his
Hustle and Flow.
Yeah, did you see that movie? I really like that movie. That movie's
Hustle
about that.
Really, it's from they came to the point of view of the down south rappers, which is they're also very. It's just depending on they're not relatable if you're not from that section or that area. But when you're from one bad neighborhood and you hear about the struggles of another bad neighborhood, it's all similar.
Yeah, but
so
when you get into music, you're about 12 to 14 years old. So not so like when you were 12 and 14, who were the big rappers? Snoop Dogg, I guess?
Yeah, Snoop was big. Method Man. I like talking to my brothers. Like he liked Method Man. DMX was huge when I first came. About 12,
as much
15.
as I love Snoop Dogg, like even his big hits, like what kid relates to 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Dogg, okay, that rhymes, but it's not like when I heard Backstreet for the first time or a Rolling Stones song about a chick, like blues songs they used to write.
Oh, I thought you said Backstreet Boys. I was like, I heard Backstreet.
Backstreet.
But don't you think a lot of people love songs for like the wrong reasons? They don't even know the words. They just like the way it sounds, the rhythm of it.
That's why, right? Most songs. That's why the ones where I do know what it means is extra. Like wow.
That song. That song was more so not even about it. It wasn't really about anything. It was about him introducing himself to the public. That's what that song was, and it was good for that.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the brochure before.
Listen, man. I get deep with these shits.
And how about people that think the words are one thing and they're wrong? Like they think the words are something, but then they're not. Like my friend Johnny Lampert has a great bit about a big old jet airliner.
Right.
That his dad's in the back seat going, Bingo Jet had a light on. And if you listen to that song, it really sounds like Bingo Jet had a light on.
Who Are You by the Who? I thought it was New Orleans till I was 23 years old. I thought they went, New Orleans. Until someone smacked me in the head. What the fuck are you singing?
No,
I'll tell you what. You know what? Play this right now. Highway to Hell. I guarantee you, the song Highway to Hell.
I like Highway to Hell.
If you by AC/DC. If you look at the liner notes, it says the first line is season ticket on a one-way ride. I defy you to listen to that song and tell me he doesn't say she's a nigger on a one-way ride. Okay, now Highway to Hell. Now, do you have the?
You got the live version?
Yeah, not the live version. He won't do it live. Try to get the studio. It goes living easy, living free. She's a nigger on a one-way ride. Okay. The lyrics say season ticket on a one-way ride. Okay.
Take it back. Did you read? That is a drop from now on. I love that. Bring it back. I need to hear it again.
I have the lyrics here. It says season ticket on a one-way ride.
That's no season ticket there.
No fucking way.
Watch Chris's face when that happened.
I didn't see him. I didn't think it was coming.
It looked like Tom Brady seeing the catch by Kurt.
Season ticket. There's no tickets in there at all.
Very racist.
No tickets in there.
And if you look at AC/DC, they are just five like Scottish guys who probably are insanely racist.
I want to go to a karaoke bar just to drop that in and see if anyone notices.
What do you mean? The lyrics are the lyrics.
That would be great at some nerd at a karaoke bar go, she's a nigger on a one-way ride.
Everybody get quiet. You got to stop. We're done with karaoke for the night. Just one break. I mean, fuck, I never knew that.
Yeah, all those. The Whole Lot of Rosie, too, just about him fucking a big fat chick.
Yeah.
All those songs.
How about
when
big
you're 12.
balls?
Yeah.
I've got big balls. The whole thing is a balls and dick joke. The entire song is a balls and dick joke.
The other thing that I love about AC/DC, they might be the only band in history to completely switch, have a lead singer die, switch it out, and still be great.
Well, there's one other
Who else?
entry there. Van Halen, people say.
But
I agree. I agree. Some
same.
people say Van Halen, but Sammy Hagar's Van Halen's nowhere near as good as.
No,
but here's what happened. AC/DC. Bon Scott, because that was Bon Scott.
Bon Scott was the best.
Voice is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that voice to me is a better pure rock and roll voice than Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson.
I don't think there's one original member left for Earth, Wind, and Fire. They're still touring. like the black bands.
No, all the Temptations are Jewish. They still tour.
The OJs is like one O less.
No, but they didn't only come back. They had the biggest album maybe of all time.
Right.
Back in Black.
Back in Black is that the next album?
That's the next album.
It's the next album. It's fucking unbelievable. Yeah. They tried that on the Jeffersons. It didn't work when they switched the kid.
Well, the great thing, exactly. Well, no, there were four Lionels.
There were four.
Weren't there four Lionels?
Was there four?
There's at least three of them.
I thought there were two.
Put it this way: Chris was born at the wrong time. He definitely would have got an audition for Lionel.
Big Afro, Little Afro. I don't remember. There was a third and a fourth. Come on.
There was a third Lionel.
No.
I'm okay. Maybe
how many Lamonts were there?
Lamont.
The other thing that's great about the AC/DC, there's no long raps about politics in between songs at their concerts. You just hear Brian Johnson goes, "We're gonna play some Back in Black." That was my first concert was AC/DC.
They're so great.
The Back in Black tour. I was
When's
14.
the last time you've seen them?
I wish I had.
I saw them. You know what? I was with. They came into the Stern show. I got to sing "You Shook Me All Night Long" with them.
That sounds fun.
That's the single greatest moment of my life, maybe.
Yeah.
I was working on the Stern show full time for like 3 weeks, and they came in, and it was Angus and Malcolm and Brian Johnson, and Malcolm was playing acoustic guitar, and I sang "You Shook Me All Night Long" with them. I think they were a little afraid of me.
But I want to ask, do you think it's because he didn't have his voice? Because he kept pointing to you, right?
Yeah, right.
To
Yeah,
take over.
it was the morning, and he said, "I can't do this anymore." So
I just-
Howard said, "Artie, take over."
I don't know if I can make your guitar work, but I just learned how to play "You Shook Me All Night Long" on the guitar.
I
this
see. I
past
would
week.
love that. I would love to.
It's
know how to
3
play it.
chords.
That's what I mean. It's all just power chords, and I mean, I guess you got to create that. Like Angus Young has created some of the most recognizable riffs, but I'm not a musician. Is that hard? I guess it is hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I never heard that "Highway to Hell" riff. That's hard to make up, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's like you know what it is. Is there 3
There's
chords,
no voice
but
cooler
it's
than Bon Scott.
No.
He's 4'8" too, by the way.
That's my first cool song that my son ever got into was.
Highway to Hell?
Well,
oh God!
You Shook Me All Night Long?
No. It's Bon Scott.
Hell's
It's fucking-
Bells?
No. Bon Scott.
Long way to the top.
No.
Long Way to the Top. You want to rock and roll?
No. Help
anything
my
with a
ADD
Ride
brain
on.
here.
Ride on the ballad.
No, it's like
I don't know. I have nothing
It's
for you.
probably AC/DC's biggest hit back then.
Anything with bagpipes.
About high school,
Bigger than-
about the
bigger than
shitty
Highway to
principal,
Hell?
the shitty principal.
Oh, Dirty Deeds.
Dirty Deeds. It's the first cool song my son ever liked, and I
But
watched
not, dude. Highway to Hell. You thought was cool. How much cooler is it now?
Oh, it's great, dude. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna let all my black friends hear it, which is all 3 of them. No. I'm gonna let every friend I have hear it. They're gonna be like, "This is fucking."
What's the one?
Highway to Hell. When I heard that she's a nigger, I said that just went from a cool song to the coolest song ever.
When did you notice this when it first came out?
Yeah, I remember listening with my buddies. We would go over all the lyrics, you know, because the big thing was in "Start Me Up." If Mick Jagger at the end of "Start Me Up" says, "I make a dead man come," you make a dead, in "Start Me Up,"
yeah,
you make
yeah.
a dead man come.
That's.
Or at the end, yeah, that's the end of "Start Me
Yeah.
Up."
Oh my god.
You never heard that?
I don't think I ever read into that.
Joe, that guitar's not tuned up.
No, I have to tune
Anyway, we got into this because I brought up Dee Dee Ramone. I did this coke that Dee Dee Ramone got me, and I walked 35 city blocks in about 18 minutes. And I kept hitting my face and like talking to people, and like my forehead was red from hitting it. Pharmaceutical grade blow.
And he's still alive or no? Or is he?
No, Dee Dee's gone. Every original Ramone is dead. Marky's still alive. Marky was the second drummer.
Well, who's the one that? Remember, that's how like you can think you're the hardest partier, but like I think Dee Dee Ramone joined that Gigi Allen band for like 4 days.
Oh, maybe he did,
And even
yeah.
he was like, "I'm getting the fuck out of here." This guy's
Well, the
crazy.
Gigi Allen throws shit at people. Right?
Yeah, and was gonna kill himself on stage.
Yeah, wasn't that the thing?
Who's Gigi Allen?
Now, the thing, if you're going to kill yourself on... Gigi Allen was a punk rock star. And
Threw shit?
He threw his own shit on stage. Like a monkey.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Literally. But the thing about killing yourself on stage, it's like that Daffy Duck thing. Like, I can only do it once. What city do you do it in?
Yeah.
Like, if
The one you love or the one you hate?
Yeah,
One or the other.
probably. See, I would do it like Milwaukee or something.
I say Baltimore.
I would do it at Magoobies.
You don't want to do it somewhere where you're not going to get depressed either. That's the worst.
I
When you
would
kill
do it-
yourself and no one knows.
I would do it at Zanies in Vernon Hills. You know why? Because there's nothing. Zanies in Vernon Hills, Illinois. I would kill myself there because there's nothing there that would change my mind.
No bananas.
There's nothing at Zanies in Vernon Hills, Illinois. Goes. I want to live. Yeah, Joe. What are you doing?
He's tuning.
We don't want to hear you say. No,
Gotta do that.
We could just play the actual song. We don't want to hear you fucking sing it.
Joe is good.
That was Joe.
That was Joe belting it out.
You're not allowed to sing.
But anyway, you can sing if you want. Do whatever you want. You're over there hanging out. What are you doing?
Now you. Yo, you.
What happened?
We got that's a loop we got now.
What?
That's the new drop.
It's
changes how I feel about
Me and my
SummerSlam. That was SummerSlam's anthem for WWF.
Me and my buddies were sitting in a basement listening to that in about 1982, and when he said that, we went, he said fucking nigger. No, we didn't. Stop it.
I don't want to produce the show, but I think every time you introduce Chris, that drop.
And then, good introduction.
Wait, you ready? Chris, your thoughts.
Ask me how I feel about Gwyneth Paltrow.
How do you feel about Gwyneth Paltrow?
Wow, that's hilarious.
She's a nigga with a steam vagina.
Oh God.
Oh, that's amazing.
You just opened my mind to some shit. I can't unhear that anymore.
You know, what do I think?
Oprah, what do you feel about Oprah?
What do you feel about Maya Angelou?
You know. And the facts are facts, and facts are facts. I mean, God bless the dead, but I mean, you know.
Bingo Jet out of light on's never going to top that one.
What's the most offensive name we could think of? I don't even know if we should do it. What do you think of Michelle Obama?
And I'm not here to pull punches. That's all I'm saying.
All right, everybody stop. Man.
We definitely hit our nigger quota.
This is like the moment I found out that the guy pulled his dick out in fucking Teen Wolf. I was just watching like, his dick is out. It is really? You know that? You don't know about that?
No,
At the end if you watch an original Teen Wolf without the one that's not edited out, because they edited it out.
What are you talking about?
At the end of Teen Wolf, after he makes the big shot,
scene.
in the crowd scene, it's a dude with his dick out.
What?
They didn't notice for like 30 years, but people just knew it, and it's out. Just go watch
Like
an
an
original.
extra took his dick out?
His dick is out, just
An
flopping.
extra.
It's
So
an extra
in the
dick
movie
out.
with Michael J. Fox,
Dick
Teen
out.
Wolf,
At the end.
Yeah, at the end.
a guy has his dick out.
in the
crowd,
audience
yeah.
when they're celebrating, it's a dude with his dick out.
This kid
dick
I
out.
know for the high school yearbook, the wrestling picture, he took his nut out, and it made it to the yearbook.
Oh, that's great.
They all had shorts on, like it was those early '80s Larry Bird shorts.
Oh, that's great. Just
Like
nut out.
real high up. So he takes his nut out, and you see the kid's nut in the fucking yearbook.
That's always good. A nice
He's so
Sunglasses.
tall, just throw at that guy.
Two guys in the
Oh,
front row
God.
held hands.
What
My two buddies were holding hands in the front row of the baseball, like the varsity baseball picture.
Oh, that's good.
That's great. Two guys just making out. Man, that's funny. All right. We were bringing up Gwyneth Paltrow, by the way, because she steams her vagina. That's the latest thing about this Meshuggah cunt. To quote Woody Allen in Deconstructing Harry. Where is it?
that pile, yeah.
I mean, Gwyneth Paltrow was the ultimate rich broad, you know, and I never thought she was hot. I really didn't. I mean, I think she's kind of dumpy. She's got a face. She's so snobby looking that she's got a face you just want to fuck. I'd like to get a blowjob from her, you know? I'd like to get a blowjob from her while Bon Scott's in the corner singing this. That's a one-way ride, bitch.
It drops so smoothly, too. Not even an overlap of a word. Bam.
I mean, do you think the producer went, Bon, would you like to do it again?
Nah,
Did
one
you hear
take.
that? Nah, I got it.
I mean, the words seem a bit iffy. Nah, they're not choppy at all. Here, let me drop it for you one more time. No more. Nah, that's what we call it.
That's played on New York radio daily. Daily. 50 times a day you hear a classic rock. By the way, classic rock, since Howard left and radio changed. I mean, the classic rock, they just play the hits now, man. There's like 10 songs, 104.3 plays.
This is one of them.
Stairway to Heaven, Highway to Hell's one of them, and that's on every day.
Sometimes they don't play the Who Are You with the
Who the fuck are you?
They sometimes just leave it on radio. I'm driving around, you got your kid, and bam, there's fuck loud.
Growing up, they always played Who the Fuck Are You? I thought
Right on the radio.
And I thought it's New Orleans. Fuck you, New Orleans. Now, this is the Teen Wolf penis shot?
Yeah, we'll
Danny
have to
shows
watch
us
it.
something as if we're on television. No one-
It lives.
I had to.
I know that Mick was doing a movie.
The up top, the dude with the dick.
Where?
He just
guy with the
take
red.
it back.
I see it, but you can't see his
No,
dick.
it already was
big.
out. He put it away already.
They'll slow it down.
That's so weird.
Hold on, did
That
you
looks
see
like
it?
a chick.
No, oh no, you'll see it in a second. There it is. There goes the dick.
I want to know. Wait, that's a dick.
I mean, it's a little dick, but it's a dick.
No, it's not. Hold
Hold on, watch him put it away. Watch him put it away.
Oh, I see it. I see
Watch him put it away. That's how you know it's a dick for sure.
All right, it is a dick.
it. Just the top. It was just the fucking.
The only dick I see is Michael J. Fox.
just the dick head part sticking out of the top.
You didn't like Michael J. Fox? You gotta love Michael J. Fox.
All right, just because he's got Parkinson's.
No, I loved him. He was for a kid. I used to love all of Michael J. Fox and shit.
All right, well.
That was not a well-rounded team, by the way.
Oh yeah, very one-sided. The fat kid that was the center, he did nothing. He was terrible.
I never saw the movie Teen Wolf.
Wow.
You've never seen Teen Wolf?
No, I never saw.
You gotta see Teen Wolf.
I'm straight.
It's a piece of shit. But it is what it
I
is.
have a Teen Wolf bit that works every third time.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it and
just
hope the odds are with you.
It's,
Right?
yeah, it's just my dad, actually. It's about my dad and his anxiety. I found out he had an anxiety issue, and I didn't know because he never told me about his
You're it.
problems. So I find out on a cruise ship. My dad and I went on this cruise when I was 40.
Which is great for anxiety.
Yeah. We're pulling away from land, and my dad starts hyperventilating. I go, Dad, what's going down? He's like, I think I'm having one of my anxiety attacks.
Oh,
I go, why would you never tell me about that? And this is true. He goes, I thought it might have skipped a generation. And I go, dude, this isn't Teen Wolf. Now, you have to know the movie to get it.
I don't
Do you
know
get
the
it?
movie, but
I love the
I
movie.
assume it. I can assume the joke.
That his
That in the movie,
dad's,
right?
his dad's a Teen Wolf.
Yeah, when he turns into
And
a
he
wolf the
says
first
it to
time,
him.
his dad, he goes to his dad like, Dad, what's happening? He's like, oh, I thought it skipped a generation.
That's one of those things.
It's a great joke. I love it.
That's one of those things. Even though I didn't, some jokes you don't get the reference, but it's just funny. Like that sounds funny. I would laugh at that.
You got to see the scene, though.
Oh,
it's
the scene is
hysterical
great.
because the dad and the son are both wolves.
That's a joke. I'll tell you what. That's a joke I wouldn't get. I would laugh at without getting, but I'm proud of the reason I don't get it.
You only saw Teen Wolf 2. That's
Teen Wolf
you
2 was a
skipped.
piece of shit.
I
was a
saw
boxer?
Teen Wolf 2 on Broadway. That's why I want to do a movie about the worst, like a sequel to The Producers, the worst. Grease 2 on Broadway with what's his face.
Isn't there another famous myth about a movie where you see a guy take a gun out somehow in a mirror off of it? Like somehow there's a shot and you see something weird like a gun come out? Does that
I used to
ring
know
a bell
all
on
of them.
anybody?
No, I don't.
There's that
I don't
3 men and a baby thing.
That's
where
it.
supposedly there's a ghost in the shot.
Ghost, yeah.
There's
like
a
murderer
kid
or
who died, and they shot it in a house where a kid died.
Yeah.
And the kid is in the back, and there's clearly something in the back. But I think it's like a bullshit publicity thing.
One day I watched all the shit about the what's the movie? The Exorcism. What's the fucking one with the girl?
Exorcist?
Yeah, The Exorcist. Yeah, I forgot the name of the shit. But The Exorcist, and it was a lot of stuff that happened on
The
that
Exorcist.
set. Yeah, they were.
You just said The Exorcist.
I
The Exorcist?
I know for a fact I can't say it, so I'm just gonna blow over the
Can
word.
you say The Exorcist? Say it.
The Exorcist? Exorcist? How do you say
Exorcist?
The Exorcist.
it? How do you say it?
Me
Say
and
it
Chris
again.
Cotton are going to see The Exorcist.
How do you say it? Say it one more time.
The Exorcist.
The Exorcist.
They ask
you
him
go.
about The Exorcist.
Exorcist. It's a lot of focus going into this. Just The Exorcist.
The Exorcist.
Oh fuck yeah! He quote that. You piece of shit, Flip.
Wait, I know the one, The Wizard of Oz. Didn't somebody hang themselves in the back, and you can see somebody like in the back through.
Probably one of those midgets they had to doll up. How about a midget they had to doll up for 4 hours a day, and for $2 a
inhaling metal
day.
paint.
$2 a week. We're gonna doll you up, and we're gonna put you in a fucking camper to live.
53rd and 3rd.
That dick out makes me want to go take some extra work. And just,
Pull
what
that
can we
dick
pull
out.
in the background of an
Do you
extra
think?
shot?
Do you think the editor really missed that?
He
Or
must
Yeah,
have. It's
they-
fucking minuscule. You
You're
can barely
talking
tell.
about a good 15 years, 20 years for anybody even noticed. And then somebody was like, they put it up online. It was like, oh shit, there's a dick out. And and I watched. Was like, oh shit, there's a dick. I watched the whole movie again just to see the dick.
Have you done? You've done extra work ever?
You gotta pull the
I
dick
did.
out.
I'm in one. When I tell you the movie, I'm an extra, and you're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh as hard as you've ever laughed before. I'm an extra in one movie, and you see my left arm in the film.
What year?
It came out in '91. I shot it in the summer of '90.
Oh God. We need a clue here.
Dirty Dancing.
Nah, you'll never guess it.
Who's it?
Is it really obscure?
Comedy
or
or
is it big
Wesley
movie?
Snipes. Is it?
Wesley Snipes star.
White
90s.
Man Can't Jump.
Jungle Fever?
No.
Jungle Fever.
Jungle Fever.
Me and my buddy Deej wanted to get into show business, you know.
So who's
Oh my God.
That song was playing during lunch. No.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
so we saw an ad in the paper. Actually, there's a scene where Wesley Snipes goes to find his brother.
Yeah,
I didn't know who
I remember
Sam
that
Jackson was. I didn't know who Holly Berry was. They were 4 feet from me the entire time. Sam Jackson's a crackhead, and Wesley Snipes is his brother. And he goes to get him in the crack house. And Halle Berry's smoking crack. And I kept saying to the guy sitting next to me, I go, how hot is that fucking chick? that Sam Jackson smoking crack with? I said, that's the hottest. Crackheads don't look like that.
were you an extra or were you just in the house? That's what we trying to find.
I was when the guy when Wesley Snipes comes up the stairs and makes a left, you see my left arm. and you know, I remember saying to myself before I was ever in a movie, it took 14 hours. We got paid $20, $20 cash in an envelope.
Oh, yeah.
And the worst pasta I ever had.
I was
in my
just say
life.
usually good food.
But they picked
now-
us. They picked us based on a look, and my buddy Deej didn't get picked, and he was like my ride. I was his ride home, so he had to fucking go out. And this was in Harlem on 136th Street. It was a real crack den.
Yeah.
So Spike Lee came up to all of us. I'll never forget. Spike Lee comes up to all of us to the extras and goes, "Listen, I want you guys to get CIT. You know what that means?" And we're like, "No." He goes, "That's crack-induced stupid." I said, "That's CIS, isn't it?" Anyway, no, it's CIS. He got mad at me.
You're an extra. You corrected him.
He said CIT. But stupid can sound like a T. So, you know, we were there just trying to look like I was, you know, smoking coke. They had the fake pipes and everything. So when I went out, so my buddy Deej spent 14 hours with a black family on a brownstone watching the movie get shot. And when I went out there, my buddy Deej's like the friendliest guy ever. He was like friends with them. He had their number. He's like, you might go over there for Thanksgiving.
You walk over.
I think that was on the radio. But we were up. It was 136th and like Lenox.
He walked away with a drumstick in his hand. Like, let's get out of here. All right.
But this woman on the stoop would not shut up. And Spike Lee was very big in the black community at that. Could do the right thing. So the assistant directors were trying to calm her down because they couldn't get a take because this woman was yelling. Big black woman with a black baby
Was
yelling and just yelling like, you know, at her husband, and they couldn't shoot the shot. So he says, "Ma'am, Spike Lee's shooting a movie here, so could you be quiet?"
I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm throwing you out. Watch me. You gonna get me taxed.
That's what it sounded like. But she said something hilarious. She's carrying a baby like a football, and he goes, "Spike Lee's trying to shoot a movie. Can you be quiet for Spike Lee?" And she goes, "Spike Lee, Bruce Lee, I don't give a shit who's making a movie."
I love that.
They should have put him in there. Yeah, I'm in Jungle Fever.
My one extra, I did extra work one day, is not as good as that story. I was an extra in a shitty movie. You ever seen this movie? It's called Mickey Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
You've seen
yeah.
it?
I know.
James Caan and right.
Oh yeah, James Caan.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm in the final scene of the movie in Central Park with Hugh Grant.
Right.
And who was the female lead in that movie?
I don't
forget her
remember.
name.
That I don't remember.
They were making out at the very end of the movie, and it was one of those helicopter shots that comes tight zoom, then helicopter out over and over
It's the
and
worst.
over
Takes
the
forever.
helicopter.
People think making movies is glamorous. The most boring job I've ever had in my life.
But my friend and I were extras in it, and I remember we're like, dude, we're gonna get in this movie. We just start pointing. They tell you not to be I can't. Now there's a word I can't say.
What?
Inconspicuous. Is that right?
Oh, that was cool. You got it out.
They told us not to, so we're pointing at the lead characters, going, "Is that Hugh Grant?" My friend's like, "Yeah, I think that is Hugh Grant." That's what we were doing. We're in the whole fucking clip with the credits rolling. You just see us.
I can remember doing that Jungle Fever thing. I was just looking around, like where the camera was. I wasn't acting, you know. But you got those extras who are like into acting and they overact. The camera, there's a close up on Sam Jackson's face. You can't see us, and the guy's I'm smoking a pipe. Like, dude, they can't even see us. What the fuck are you doing?
The funny thing is you said you do it because you want to get into show business. It makes you not want to be in show business.
No, it really, you know. And then I was lucky enough to be in a few movies after that, and it is just the most tedious work on the planet.
No, it's not fun.
Unless you got no money. Like Beer League, we had to get everything in 2 days.
It's good.
That's kind of fun.
There's nothing worse than I had. Look,
Spike Lee's on TV.
Spike Lee's on TV. Who's he talking about? What was that? A basketball?
He looks good. He looks better now. He's aging well.
Yeah, he looks better older. Spike.
Yeah, I didn't like young Spike Lee. Look like a fucking turtle or some shit like that.
Yeah,
I like him now.
Yeah, do the right thing.
Money
Spike
makes
Lee.
you look good.
Weird. That is true, man. Rich people, when they get older, you could tell people look rich.
Oh yeah.
You get sleep if you're rich. You don't have to worry about money.
Look at Eddie Murphy in the first season of SNL. You ever see what he looks like in the first season
Chris
of
Rock.
SNL? He just
Look,
looks
Chris
like
Rock.
a homeless guy.
Chris Rock looks a lot different. When he started, he was ugly as shit. Chris Rock looks a lot better now.
New Jack City, Chris Rock was kind of like what he looked like.
Yeah, that was his real. That was his real face.
Yeah, you know,
No makeup guy. He with the
him with
makeup. They was
makeup
like,
on.
"You're good. You're good. Shoot the shit."
Artie, I got one extra movie I was in.
Go ahead.
In New York, Sandler movie
All right. Well,
in Old Yankee Stadium.
Oh, what movie was in Yankee Stadium?
did he do is Big Daddy? Is
No. I got it. Little Nicky.
No, Anger Management.
Anger Management.
Anger
I knew it was one of those doing
Yeah.
it. They came at the same time, and I knew it was either Anger Management or fucking Little
Yeah,
Nicky.
he like runs in the middle of the field and like tries to
Get the chick back.
propose to Marissa
okay.
Tomei.
All right.
But I was like the closest I've ever been in the old Yankee Stadium was like 2 rows behind the dugout, and they just
And it
had
wasn't
us.
a baseball game. It was an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah,
The best seat you had at Yankee Stadium was for an Adam Sandler movie.
Did they give hot dogs and like
it
regular
was
like
decent
stadium food?
And one of my buddies was like one of the fake Red Sox, so he got to actually go out on the field. That's what I wanted to
that's
do.
dope.
But,
Right.
Yeah.
I just remember how hot Halle Berry was. I didn't know who she was at the time. This was, again, it was the summer of 90. It was an insanely hot day.
man.
There was no air conditioning. It was an actual crack den, so they didn't have central air in crack dens.
Did you have? Were you single at the time? Did you meet any wannabe actresses and tell them you were a producer?
I
or
was
anything?
not single at the well, I was fucking 21. Yeah, I was single. Everyone's single under 21.
But there's guys that close deals for that. Like
From
they.
extra
Well,
work?
I'm not one of them.
You're a major
So
club.
wait, Paul, is your question, did I fuck Halle Berry?
I mean, facts are facts.
Let me get this straight, Paul. Don't you think the minute I met you in my life, I would have told you that. Joe's known me for 20 years.
You'd be selling shirts at his gigs.
If I was an extra in Jungle Fever and fucked Halle Berry because of that,
In her prime.
there's a good chance. There's a good chance I might have had a heart attack and died right there.
I thought you didn't kiss and tell her.
Yeah, I would never have told that on Stern. I would have told the pig cocaine story.
But the thing is, if it's a movie,
No, I did not fuck Halle Berry.
what about? There's definitely a
Do
stand.
you know someone you know an extra who fucked the lead in a movie?
That would be a classic.
Yeah,
Russ Maneve could do it.
But you go
Russ Maneve
stand
would do
it.
it.
I know guys. I've grown up with guys who could. I mean, not grown up. I've known guys in my life who some guys are just ladies' men. You know. And
Yeah.
I could see that happening. I'm not in that category. Especially with Wesley Snipes acting with her.
How about strippers? Like, I've never been one of those guys to close the deal on the stripper. Like, you try, but they, like, maybe you get a number most, and then they just fucking flake out.
Oh, I got a good strip club story after this. I'll tell you in a second.
I had a friend that used to
If I
bang
gave you the
strippers.
amount of strippers I fucked, you wouldn't believe it.
Really? You got a lot.
Well, because of those
before
Vegas,
that?
those Vegas trips with the Stern Show, a retard could trip into pussy.
Right. I'm saying
I mean,
before Howard.
There's no way. Yeah, a couple of times.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I had a friend in
Blowjob.
Tampa, Florida. If you know, they're known for their strip clubs. I lived there for 6 months. They had the Maz
Oh no!
Venus,
And they had the Maz Venus, and they had Dollhouse.
Tanga Lounge was
And they had
another
the
one.
Dollhouse was amazing.
The Dollhouse?
in Tampa. Yeah.
My friend used to go with shorts and no underwear on.
He's one of those.
And he
dudes.
would get them to like fucking almost suck his dick. Put the hands down the pants. He'd have no underwear on. This music's great.
I fucked
He was
the
legendary.
stripper at the parking lot of the Dollhouse.
Really? That's gotta be a buzz right there.
I was a lot thinner, so.
My first strip club experience, I was 18, walking to a strip club. It was like a shitty, and this is how I like my strip clubs too, nice and seedy.
Yeah.
In North Philadelphia, you had to
Delilah's?
know. No. It's
Cheerleaders?
It's literally
Those Philly strip clubs.
The name of the place.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah,
Delilah.
It was called
I know
Night
that
on
one.
Broadway. It was the shittiest. It was a dump. It was a horrible. They had like regular chairs. People were sitting and getting laughed at. I walked in. I'm uncomfortable as shit. 2 seconds after I walk in, a stripper walked past me, grabbed my hand, stuck one finger in her puss and one in the ass. One hand. This is all one hand. Oh yeah. And then she was like, "You want to dance?" I was terrified at 18. Like I don't want anything. Like I was really done. I was really like. After that, it became the funnest strip club night I've ever had.
Of course.
It was a dude on the stage with a fucking flashlight. Flash on the puss like, get out there with them dollars. I was like, this is the.
I used to do appearances.
Yeah, fucking great.
When I was out there, when I was on Stern, but not out there with the Stern Show doing Super Bowl Eve stand up, I would do an appearance at a strip club. I won't say which ones, but there was a couple. I would do an appearance there for whatever amount of money. And at the end of the night, the manager would just say, pick 2 girls and they'll go back to your hotel room. And then I promise you, they're not going to charge you anything. Just pick 2 of the hottest. And I would pick 2 hot chicks who I liked. They would get in the limo and I'd have threesomes with them.
Jesus. Oh yeah, one piece.
But I mean, again, that's not me being a ladies' man.
Yeah,
that's the fact that these girls want me to say their website on the Stern Show, and during a blowjob, I might say I will do that.
But you said
and then I can't do it.
But you did say you did close before the Howard Stern Show with strippers.
Not on that level. Maybe a few times. Oh yeah, on
So
the
you
road.
must have had some moves.
You didn't say I've
don't
been
doubt
hurt
you.
before.
Here's the move in a strip club.
what's the key?
Here's the move in a strip club. Don't spread, if you haven't, say you got like $1,000 on you, right? Mm-hmm. Don't spread it around. Pick one chick. I'm telling you, listen to this.
This is a good move.
Don't spread it around. Don't go, wow, she's hot as shit. You can't get caught up in that. Pick one broad, one chick.
Pick your opponent.
And you're going to spend $1,000 on
Slowly.
that chick. Okay? Exactly. When she sees that, she's going to think you're insanely rich. You spent $1,000 just on me. He must have 50 grand on him. You know what I mean?
You're homeless afterwards.
That doesn't matter. It's
Great.
Well,
so a lot of times that's enough money to where they'll go, fuck, I'll go home with this guy.
Well,
I'll go to a hotel room with him.
Right.
for the broke people out there, I got another way of doing it. If you're going to a shitty, seedy strip club, in which I used to go to every now and then, if you walk in with $200, don't waste time dropping anything. You walk in and you see a chick you want, and you say, "Look, I got $100. Now, what could I get?" And she say, $100. All right, I'll like beat your dick. You're like, okay, well, fuck it. Then you in the middle of being a dick, you say, all right, look, I got $125. You might as well suck it. And she'd be like, all right, you got to do everything a la carte while it's happening, and you'll get an upgrade. For with $150, you'll end up fucking because you've upgraded while it's happening.
Here's advice though: don't if you're getting
Chris's greatest drop.
if you're getting a lap dance from a black stripper, don't sing along the highway to hell. You're getting a black dance from a stripper, you don't want to hear this. What?
The next thing you're gonna
What did you say?
This is how you know the DJ's racist. Why the fuck are they playing that here?
Because they played at every strip club.
Nah, not at the ones I go to.
Pour some sugar on me.
I thought the key
That's
was giving no interest in the stripper. That's
No, if you want to
something
go with the
that
broke shit.
Nah, but you'll leave alone.
Yeah.
Eventually, they don't have interest because they don't have interest in you.
worked. Yeah.
Most of them are just smart, dark, empty, soulless people. They are. Most of them just lost their souls to drugs, or like they're too jaded.
Mm-hmm.
Life has destroyed them, and you know.
But some
They
of them
baked a
are
lot of-
amazing
some are-
actresses. They really seem like there's a few that sit there and it seems like they're just talking to you. When you got to go when it's dead. You know, it's kind of empty.
But you never do the thing like I'm seeing Halle Berry right now. So I live in LA.
I don't know if you ever saw Jungle Fever.
That arm.
My right arm in a crack house.
I see. I noticed you were looking at my left arm. That's right, Jungle Fever.
I feel so bad.
Cheater, man.
I feel so bad I gave that information. That's fucked up. That's telling you the shady past I have.
He just played the best
I know.
line to have. This is the best line in a strip club.
How you doing, Artie? It's Derek Jeter, man.
You just play them your voicemails? Here, look, this is
the stripper's name is Artie.
Here, listen to these voicemails from my friends.
Yeah, exactly. They're not impressed by anything except money.
Yeah,
that's the only thing they're impressed by.
Well, hold on. This is a quick story.
But saying their website on the Stern Show is a big thing, and I promised that. I never did it once. And I promised it to every stripper from here to fucking Seattle.
I literally can't say any names.
I guess you don't want your website to crash.
That's funny. I literally can't say any names because it just happened this past weekend. But we ended up going to a strip club, which, like I said, I'm really not a fan of them. I've had fun at them, but we went with a guy and he had a lot of money. He's a comic.
The missus is lit.
No, this is a fact. I didn't get one lap dance while I was there. I'm really not a fan, but it's fun.
Fuck you.
I'm not a fan.
I don't want to seem inconspicuous.
Fuck you.
Say inconspicuous.
I don't want to seem inconspicuous. I can say inconspicuous. I can say inconspicuous.
The microphone's soaked.
Oh, fuck you. I hate that.
I know the mic. We got to buy a new microphone. That's the black microphone.
But we went.
Dude, it looks like a retard drooled all over the fucking. You're in beast mode.
I'm in beast mode right now.
Yeah.
Bismarcky mode.
We went and one of my friends, he loves us.
You've got a beast infection.
Oh, Juicy J's gonna come out. Juicy J's gonna come out.
Go ahead.
We went and one of my friends, he has a show about to come out. I can't say. Fuck, that doesn't matter.
Can't say is here.
I can't because it's too new. Everything happened Saturday. But one of us told the stripper that he has a show coming out. She went from just stripping to literally 5 minutes later, phone number, whole nine.
Really?
Yeah, it was fucking fast.
And you could be bullshitting.
Yeah, I mean, didn't
sold
it.
See,
he's a dumbass. He showed her the trailer. He showed her the trailer.
Here's
right
the
phone.
trailer.
That's a good move.
He was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna fuck her.
It's worth it just to shoot a fake trailer.
Yeah, let's shoot
We
one.
should shoot a fake trailer.
Like if you have a famous friend, fuck really getting in a movie. Go, would you just give me 10 seconds of your time to be in a fake trailer?
Oh, that's funny.
That's a Philly move? I thought that was an LA move to show a trailer.
That's a worldwide asshole move.
Oh, yeah, that's a give me that pussy move. That's what that is.
I once got shot down by a girl while we were watching me on TV that night. I
You were
tried to
bombing.
hook up with her. I said, let's go to a TV. I think I was on Ferguson or something. It just did not. You got to do, I guess it's got to be Letterman
Some
or
chicks
the Tonight
don't
Show.
care. Some chicks don't care.
In LA, they don't care unless it's like De Niro level.
Well, in LA, they do that thing. When I was on Mad TV, it was on Saturday nights at 11. And me and the other guys in the cast would go out and we'd tell the bartender to put Channel 5 on.
Right.
You know, and we'd be talking to chicks. It worked a couple of times where we'd go to the bartender, oh, get this off. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
It's me.
But the thing about it, but God forbid they see somebody more famous come in. You can't go to a club that's too good because they'll be like, oh, wow, you're on TV? Is that Stephen Baldwin? And you have to watch them fuck Stephen Baldwin.
But you get to watch, though. That's how you know you're famous.
I was hitting on a chick at this place called La Coloniale in Beverly Hills all night. I told her I wrote Jurassic Park. She had a German accent.
Oh, that's good.
This is the worst ending to a story of all time. She had like a German accent, blah, blah, blah. And I was with my buddies, and I just said, I got sick of bullshit. I was talking about myself. I was like, she goes, what do you do? I go, I'm a writer. Just almost to get rid of her. She was like hot. She said, what'd you write? I went, Jurassic Park. And joking. And she goes, get out of here. I love that movie. And I just kept going. So then I told her I wrote,
I'm working on the second one right now.
Feel the dreams.
What's the other one I told her I wrote?
Top Gun.
No, Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
And I thought I was working on a book. She bought it hook, line, and sinker. She was telling her friends, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, my God.
I started making out with her at the bar. I made out with her because she thought I wrote Jurassic Park. She goes to the bathroom, which is the worst thing that could happen because now she's got access to every other guy there. I don't see her for like an hour. I'm
and
looking around.
Wikipedia, or this is before?
Outside, I'm getting into my car. This is 1999. I was doing Norm's sitcom at the time. And she gets in a fucking town car with Jeremy Piven.
Oh, that's a win. She took a win.
The same night you were making out with her?
Yeah.
I'm surprised you ever left L.A.
That's the worst. And well, I got offered the Howard Stern show.
Well, but you had already moved back.
No, not officially.
Oh,
no,
you didn't?
No.
Okay.
Dude, I was scared after Stern because I had done sketch comedy on TV, a sitcom, movies that didn't exactly light up the fucking world.
Right.
And I said, I'm going to have to do stand-up on the road now, or maybe, if I'm lucky, become the fat neighbor on some shit sitcom.
Oh, fat neighbor is what I'm reaching.
So
And then the Stern show, literally, like a blessing from Lord above, fell in my lap. I mean, there's no other way to. It was from God.
Right. So you were planning an L.A. stay.
Dude, what else was I going to do?
You had to try to get acting.
I just came off a sitcom a couple of years. I was like, all right, maybe I could. Because I knew people. You make contacts, and I probably could have got a lot of acting work, but.
But you never settled there. You were like living in like a hotel or something.
I lived in a hotel I lived at the Bellage Hotel for like 8 months.
Right.
I lived at those Oakwood apartments for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever have like your own place in a way?
Yeah. For the 2 years I was on the Norm show, I was on that for 2 years as a regular. So that was
Right.
good.
So you didn't buy a place.
I rented a condo on Wilshire Boulevard. You know those ones, like the Wilshire corridor there?
Miracle
like,
Mile.
Yeah, that's like hotel living.
Yeah.
So you were never committing to L.A. That's smart of you.
I was. And then I lived with Orlando. Me and Orlando Jones, when we were on Mad TV together, we had a loft you could play full court basketball in downtown L.A.
And that's like a big deal now, downtown LA.
It wasn't back then, man. We had a
yeah.
loft. Me and Orlando had this loft, man. It was so fucking kicking. It was like you could play hardwood floors. You could play basketball.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was $1,200 a month. We each paid $600.
That's great.
And we were on a TV show. We were making
That's great.
$10,000 a week on Mad TV.
That was all in the pocket. That's
Yeah, it was just we had a cleaning woman, and we just fucking hung out.
And you told me the move, that's when you told me, like, you need to bring the girl to the studio and take her for a lot tour or something.
No, the move is get her on the golf cart.
Golf cart, yeah.
That's your next book.
We did the Norm show, the Warner Brothers. That talk about closing a
Right.
deal. Oh my God!
Artie's next book, Artie's Moves.
But none of them would work.
pages.
See, I'm not good with women. I'm not. None of them would work unless you got the luck I had. You have to get on TV or on the fucking Howard Stern show. I remember I had an agent once talk about closed-minded. The guy goes, "Are you really going to leave a sitcom to do a radio show?" I said, "You're lucky you're not fired already." I said, "I'm not leaving to do the Z Morning Zoo."
It was the Z Morning Zoo. I was like,
I'm sitting 3 feet from Howard Stern every morning. What are you fucking crazy? Yeah, maybe I'll get on Ellen's show. Maybe Chelsea Handler will screen test me. What are you fucking kidding me? I wanted to strangle him. I'm not doing a radio show. I'm doing the Howard Stern show.
And the girls that like that show are the kind of girls that you want. Like,
Whatever.
Well,
It makes you famous and rich. That's it. I mean, I wasn't gonna get. I'd be married to a chick who looked like me with a fat kid right now and some shit house.
how fat do you think your kid would be?
How fat you think your kid would be?
Depends on how fat my wife is.
It all hinges on what if you have a fat wife with a skinny kid? That's always weird.
Yeah, that
Skinny kid from the fat parents.
Well,
It's like,
I'm really thin. I just go from shit living.
When I met you, you were thin.
Yeah, but it's just all luck. It's just all pure luck. But there's guys who, with no money, broke, can pick up A-list pussy. It's pretty impressive to see something.
Yeah, I know a couple of guys. I just grew up around beasts, and I know I call them wolves. Like my friends really, like that's where do you think I learned that fucking goofy move from? Where you start in, you hit them with a low price for some bullshit, and you fucking upgrade it while you're in the middle.
You got to impress a woman. If she asks you your favorite movie, don't ever say The Exorcist.
You gotta have the dick for it. That's the key. If you come in with a small dick, they're gonna charge you full price. If you come in with an Ari size dick, they're like, I can live with this with the short money. You know what I mean?
But when you're in your good shape, and you're like good shape for you, you're a good-looking guy that could get good-looking girls. I mean, you always got good-looking girls.
I've done better than I should have, but not like there's some people where you just really are impressed by their ability to get women.
What do you mean better than I should have, though?
I understand what you mean.
I don't know. I don't consider myself a good-looking guy.
You never did, even when you were younger, high school.
Not really, no.
Never. You're always like
You got your good pieces. That's how you got to look at your face. Like,
Well, now I'm heavy, and when I'm heavy, everything. But when I lose weight, I'm not bad looking. But
well, you had to officially screen test. Like, there had to be network executives saying this guy's good
but I
looking
wasn't-
enough to be on TV.
no, or ugly enough to be on TV.
Yeah.
No, they don't let ugly people on TV.
They do. They do. That's also a look. It's not Sam Jackson.
Now, what
got
it does indicate is that you're somewhat pleasant looking.
Go look at the movie poster for Mall Cop 2.
Exactly.
You can't be unlikable though. So
Right, that's
Right.
the thing. You gotta have a likability about you.
This kid's got a look.
You keep
Which
him in
apparently
the picture.
I have until I open my mouth. A lot of my likability's gone south with what I've said on radio in the last 12 years.
You got to be likable to get away with the
You'll get 'em- you'll get 'em-
AC/DC lyric.
Yeah. You'll get them back with that. You'll get the black women back with that.
Yeah, well, that's something that a lot of my friends knew about, and I wanted to point out that he doesn't say season ticket on it. And AC/DC to pull off this scam, now it's 30 years ago. Excuse me, it's 40 years ago. I think Angus Young should come clean and admit that he fucking says she's a nigger on a one-way ride.
I think it's time to come out the closet with this bullshit.
I also like the fact that they tour and their closer is firing cannons. So even like after
So douchey.
That's their
9/11, they're just bringing cannons
They
on a
don't
plane
care.
somewhere. Like I think that's great.
That's what they close on?
Yeah, that's like the
For
ultimate
those about
headliner
the
move.
rock,
For those about the rock, we salute you. They close.
is that
That's
Angus
their closer?
Young? Is that I mean, not Angus Young. Is that for those about the rock? Is Bon Scott, right?
Yo,
No, that's
is that
that's
before Back in
Brian
Black?
Johnson.
Yeah, because the funniest part about that story is the royal wedding was going on while they're recording that song, and they say we're for those about the rock, and they could hear the cannons from the wedding.
What?
Yeah,
And they kept it.
and they said we should just keep that in, and that's how it started. That's the fucking craziest story.
That's hilarious, really.
So that had to be 80s, right? That was 81. Lady Di. And,
Okay, that's off Back in Black then. That's
Right.
on the back.
No, it was its own album, wasn't it?
Oh, it was.
Remember, it was gold. That album, I remember being gold with the cannon on the front.
Right, okay, that's right.
Yeah, that's
Why
like
do I know that?
That's the ultimate headliner move. We're gonna fire cannons at the end. That's when you know the show's over.
Well, it's a phallic symbol, Paul.
That was before. Here's
The
Debbie
inflatable
Down.
woman.
Here's my Debbie Downer for this podcast. That's before the White Lion problem. What was it? White Lion?
Now, white.
White. Wasn't it White Lion? Great White. Great White.
Is
That's
that
what
the
it was.
fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't playing. Yeah, but White Lion wasn't playing Wembley Stadium. They were at a Denny's.
They were a shitty game.
They had pyrotechnics for a stadium inside a 200-person club. That was the problem.
They looked like Go Bananas in Cincinnati.
And the sad thing is, I know the difference between White Lion and Great White.
Yeah.
Yes, so do I. Great White. What was their big
And
hit?
there's White Snake. There's a lot of
White
white,
Snake,
a lot of
Great
white
White.
in hair metal.
A lot of white pride back.
What was the
in those
Great
days,
White
you know?
song?
Great White was Once Bitten, Twice Shy.
Twice Shy, yeah, okay.
And White Lion was like Wait. They had a bunch of really.
That's
soft
the weird.
Guy's
That's the weirdest
music
time.
Encyclopedia.
The weirdest time in music is that 80s hair metal thing, the Motley Crue
Yeah.
years, because those guys could not look more ridiculous, but they got the hottest chicks ever.
Right.
Those guys looked ridiculous.
Oh, my
the guys from Poison looked like broads.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
looked like Bruce Jenner. and they just got the fucking hottest chicks.
Cinderella.
I mean,
Like,
we're fucking a young Heather Locklear. That's major shit there.
Tawny Katane, even, right?
I know, before she hit the fucking wall.
That's a great segue for the Bruce Jenner, because I just heard on the radio today that his mother said she's really proud of him.
Yeah, well, his mother's fucking crazy, too.
More proud than the Olympic medal, she said.
Shut
she
your
really
fucking
said that.
mouth. No one believes
His
that.
mother or his father? You never know.
I'll tell you what, here, I'll put that in perspective why that's bullshit. That mothers don't think that way. When I was about 25 years old, I had nothing going on in my life, nothing. Except the fact that I had just been in jungle fever. And,
Your arm.
And he fucked Halle Berry.
and of course, I
convinced.
fucked Holly Berry.
Facts of fact.
So I was drunk one night. I came home at like 4 o'clock in the morning, drunk off my ass, and I see an ad for Joe Brinkman's umpiring school in Alabama. Go for 6 weeks and it teaches you how to be an umpire. So the next morning, I'm like hungover. I'm at breakfast. My mother like doesn't know what the fuck is going to go on in my life. And I go, Mom, I got an idea. She goes, what? I go, I'm going to be an umpire. I'm going to umpiring school. And she burst into tears. I love it. What do you think would have happened if I told her now I'm becoming a woman?
Oh my God.
Go to umpiring school, becoming a woman. Mrs. Jenner's probably suicidal.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She's got, I mean, that
You're right. 3. You're out.
Artie Frankenstein.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, that's. Steve Reich.
If the podcast doesn't go good,
Where did you want to ump? Like, in like softball games in Central Park?
No, major leagues.
Major leagues. You wanted to make the pros. Guys do well.
I tell you what I wanted to do. I loved umpiring for Babe Ruth League games. There was a 12 Little League. They would pay you like $8, and I would go down there. And I swear to God, there's a kid somewhere in therapy still for what I did to him. this little chubby black kid, a little Chris Cotton. He was a lefty.
You did it to me, you motherfucker.
Well, listen, this kid gets up. He must have been 11 years old.
Give us some. Can you get some baseball fake background sounds?
And calm down, Jerry Bruckheimer. He's producing the show.
I love this shit.
So I'm the home plate ump, and there's 2 strikes on the kid, and a big like shitty curveball comes, and it's over the kid's head. It's not even near the strike zone. He takes it, but I couldn't resist. I put my hand in his face and went.
Baseball stories with Art coming back in a moment.
The kid started to cry.
Oh my God.
Shut up.
Somewhere.
Kid is majorly
Strike 3. You're out.
That kid's either a serial killer or he's me not in show business.
Umpire just hurt
He
somebody's
has my non-show business life.
He hates you so much, that kid.
All right, we got to take a break. We've been talking for an hour.
Jesus Christ, this is fucking hilarious.
Get up trippers to baseball.
We're going to be back in a little bit. Hey, we're back after an hour of, again, this is why I love podcasting. That hour could not be done on regular radio.
Either could that. What was that?
Flipping, getting carried away with the drops. No, that's why this is fun. Because, I mean, even if I was on Sirius, I couldn't do what we just did. With the, you could say fuck and shit on Sirius, but what we just did, you cannot. A half an hour analogy about she's a nigger on a one-way ride. I would get called into someone's office, I think.
I thought you were saying leave the building to take a drive somewhere.
No, listen, it's fun, and it's good to be with comics who are just as offensive.
And admitting that you had sex with Halle Berry. I don't know why you buried the lead.
If I had sex with Halle Berry, you would have known that within 20 seconds of meeting me. Hi, I'm Artie. I had sex with Halle Berry.
He had a T-shirt that says it on it.
I don't know for sure, but my buddy Orlando, you know who Orlando Jones is, right, Chris? Yeah. Orlando and I were on Mad TV for 2 years, and talk about a ladies' man. That guy got, and I don't know this for sure, but I think he fucked Halle Berry, Orlando, a young Halle Berry. I think he might have.
I fucked a girl who fucked George Clooney.
Oh, you fucked George Clooney?
You totally
Fucked a girl who fucked George Clooney.
No, you fucked George Clooney.
You blew George Clooney.
Before or after?
Who is this?
I can't say names.
I'm just saying who, like in.
She's an actress in L.A. who was in the movie Miss Congeniality, but that wasn't the star.
So she was one of the contestants.
She was one of the contestants.
Imagine the pussy Clooney, the numbers he must have put up. I mean, think about that. Brad Pitt. What's it like when Brad Pitt walks into a party in L.A. if he wants to get laid? It's like a lion on the Serengeti. I want you.
Ryan Gosling is fucking...
All right, easy, Fruity.
Yeah, this girl was top notch. She was my out of my league.
Besides, of course, your lovely wife.
Yes.
The hottest chick you've ever fucked, you'd say?
Yes. I remember
Like we talk
I'm
about.
going to pretend my wife's never going to hear this podcast.
She probably won't.
I remember I pulled this girl's pants down, and her ass was so amazing. Yeah. I looked at her and I went, "You got to be fucking kidding me!" Like I said that out loud.
I've had chicks say that when I take my pants down. You've got to be fucking kidding. God, I've had chicks actually say out loud. They have no filter. They go, "God, I hate my dad." I'm telling you, Gwyneth Paltrow. I'm going to say this right now. We were talking about her before. We were talking about whether or not she was hot or not before we went on the air. If I went through a list of the hottest chicks I've ever fucked, she's not in my top 15. How's that fucking sound?
Even with a steamed vagina, which I don't know how they do that per foot.
And my steamed balls. Chris, have you ever fucked a white chick?
Nah.
Never?
The only thing I haven't done.
Racist.
No, it's not racist. You know
what's the problem?
I grew up, all right, I had a...
You got married young.
I got married young, but I also grew up in like in Philly, where in the schools I went to, everything that was around me was all black people.
Right.
It was one white chick at my school who was great. She was an Italian chick. Her name was Sue. she wanted to fuck me. She wanted to fuck me.
All right,
and I never did.
Let's just say she's not. Edit out that she's Italian, please.
But she was the only one.
She came on to you like
and then come to find out
blatantly?
even later on, because my wife knew her. My wife's like, yeah, she used to talk about you all the time. She wanted to fuck you.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you go to high school with your wife?
Yeah, we went to high school. Then we split ways. Then we came back together.
okay.
Oh, you dated in high school.
For a hot second, but it was like one of those things. Like fuck
A hot second. One of the hottest, one of the steamiest love affairs.
But
the turn of the century.
Then we broke up and got back together and shit. But fucking,
It was in the tabloids.
Her brother played on the team. That's why I felt bad. He was like, I was D tackle. I was nose guard. And then he came in. He moved to nose guard. I moved to D tackle. And I felt bad, like fucking his sister, and I'm lining up next to him.
Right. Well, listen.
I would have did it, but I felt I felt bad about it.
Speaking of, well, Joe, have you been with a black woman?
Yes.
Paul?
More than one.
Yes.
Yeah, I have too.
You got to spread it around.
Best $50 I ever spent.
You got a Cambodian under you? You got Asians? You got any Asians?
I had an old manager in LA.
I haven't had
this girl in
a couple
LA.
of Asian strippers.
This girl was Asian. The Clooney situation.
Oh, that's dope.
Was Asian, half Asian.
What about you, Paul? You got an Asian in there?
First of all, now okay, we just
screaming out
let's rent
racist.
miscongeniality and find the Asian chick. There's gonna be a lot of them. We can narrow it down now.
There's only one. I've seen the movie. It's only one, so I'm going to watch it later. I
Just
know the
say her
movie.
name.
You don't got to say her name, but I am going to watch the movie.
You know what's funny? Her name.
Does her name rhyme?
Her name says what country
Ho?
she's from.
Lucy Liu.
Her name is her country.
Eddie China,
Taiwan,
Africa
Close.
Bambata.
Korea.
Malaysia.
A little bigger. The entire continent.
You're just giving Africa,
No.
The entire continent.
Australia, Jones. Wait a minute. So,
Is her name?
Carrera.
It's kind of sexy. An Asian
boy, you
named
really
Asian?
kept your integrity, Joe, and you didn't tell the name or the identity.
I'm not telling her last name.
An Asian
Dude,
named Asian.
one of the Asian strippers, one of the Asian beauty contestants in Miss Congeniality, her name's A. We could narrow
That's
it
not her
down.
real name, though.
But it's only one in there. I remember the movie.
All right, who is it, Dan? Dan's already got it. You already got it?
Yeah,
She's
easy.
smoking.
Oh, jeez, you don't have to say her name out loud. Oh,
She might be
Jesus.
Italian.
She looks good. I remember the movie. That's what I'm saying. It's only one.
Dude, you got Filato here. He's got those fingers.
Jesus,
She
Filato was
is hot,
lightning.
man. She is hot.
I think Clooney should have helped her out more.
Yeah. She should have been in Out of Sight.
I
too.
remember she told me Clooney just kind of wheeled her in and wheeled her to fuck out.
That's
it was a
what
very
happened.
short amount of time.
Get the fuck out.
I'm going to imagine that one.
When it happened,
Later
I
on.
think it was more than once with Clooney.
It should be. She was delicious.
But Joe, like were
I
you
get in
featuring
trouble.
at that point? That's like
No,
was featuring
George
Paul.
Clooney.
I was-
Yeah, but you're way more impressive than you fucked her.
Well, it's like Artie. I was also. This is when I was at the height of my career, development deal, and I
Don't
was
say
staying
that.
at the
Hopefully the
Bellagio.
height is coming.
I remember staying at the.
Don't say the height of your career. Hopefully the height is coming.
That happened with the pants where I went. You got to be fucking kidding me! At the what's that? What's the hotel? Is it in you talk about the Sunset Strip?
It's not called the Bellagio anymore. But
That's
it was
the one.
called the Bellagio Hotel.
That's
it's
it.
right off the Sunset Boulevard, right behind the Viper Room.
Yes.
Duke's for pancakes is right
Yes,
there.
yes.
San Vicente and a Whiskey A Go-Go.
Yeah,
San
yeah.
Vicente was right. I walked. That was a neighborhood in L.A. You could walk around. I had a couple of friends who lived in the hills, and that was.
Wait, so
that
he
was
had a
parties.
room?
That was cocaine.
I had a hotel room. Yeah,
That
had
was
a room
cocaine.
there?
That was a lot.
I used to live there at one time.
I was doing a lot of blow. Back
Really?
then. I would go up to these parties in the hills, and I'd end up at Duke's. I'd order pancakes to make it look good and just stare at them because I had all this coke in me I couldn't eat.
I think I'm the only Italian who grew up in the '80s that's never done cocaine.
You've never done it? Well, one line ever?
Never.
Oh, good. I think that's great.
I've never done cocaine.
I never have either.
You've never done it?
I've only
I just
seen
never
it
wanted
done
to.
like once.
Dude, you might drop a couple pounds. Try it.
I
I think that's great, man. I think that's awesome.
I think I was too afraid of it.
I think that's me too. I've never.
Oh, you didn't tell me it was for a fag.
I had anxiety attacks from pot, so I was afraid of trying.
Well, but see, it's a different type of drug. Now, I've taken LSD. I tried acid. I took a hit of a joint that had meth on it once. The worst experience I've ever had with a drug is L.A. weed.
Yes.
I'm telling you what, I had this
much.
this rich guy who was the son
LA
of
weed.
the son of one of the producers of Mad TV who had a ton of money.
Isn't that a Doors song?
Quincy Jones.
It was not someone not related to Quincy, but a white kid, and he got this weed, and he was like 19 at the time. And after we shot the pilot for Mad TV, we had a party at the Hollywood Athletic Club. I went in the parking lot. He was packing a pipe, and I said, "Let me try." He goes, "Dude, it's pretty strong." And I was 27 at the time. I'm like, "Dude, I was smoking weed when you were in diapers."
Not to say weed at all.
How dare you?
Not to say weed
Dude,
at all.
it was like orange chronic shit. I smoked it. I got in a cab. They had town cars for us. I couldn't find my town car. I got in a cab and went back to my apartment, the Oakwood Apartments in Burbank. And I stood on my head trying to get the evil out of me. I was on my ottoman, on my head, screaming, pacing back and forth. I called a couple of buddies back east and said goodbye. I think I'm dying.
That's happened to me twice.
And I had to drink beers to calm down.
To even out. Yeah, that happened to me twice. I fucking...
On weed?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's
this
why I had to
freaked me
quit.
the fuck out.
Music is not helping. It's bringing back flashbacks. Put the goddamn guitar down, Joe.
Let's reenact Artie calling me on the phone. Joe, I just smoked. Hey, Joe, it's Artie. I don't know. I fucking smoked.
Bargain for you. I was so mad. Some rich
feel my
kid,
tongue or
some
my
rich,
lips.
some rich Beverly Hills kid fucked me up with a drug. I was so mad. He goes, "Dude, you better watch it."
You start feeling like you feel like a pussy too with that weed got, and you like, was anything in
And
it?
I had done
No,
everything.
It's just weed.
It was orange chronic weed, whatever the fuck it was. And this kid was such a wigger too. And I'm like, dude, I calm down. But you remember the great bit Richard Pryor had where the white guy gives him acid at a party and goes, "You're gonna be tripping," in the white voice. That's what it was like. I'm like, he's like, "You're gonna be tripping." That is such a great Pryor bit, man. He does that when he hosts SNL. The fourth SNL ever he hosts, either the third or the fourth. He does that in his monologue. And fuck the voices, the physicality of that bit. Do you know the bit I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Where he starts going like, he's freaking out on ads. Like, oh my God. Guy was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Did you do mushrooms or no?
Yes.
I like mushrooms.
Peyote, the best experience I've had on a drug is peyote. I took a peyote button in the desert outside of Barstow, driving from Vegas to LA, also in the mid-90s. Yep, I took a peyote.
Was that on purpose? Did you
yeah.
deliberately
I
drive
knew
out there?
The kid I went out there with, kids who worked for Mad TV, I won't say in what capacity. I had a gig in Vegas. I did stand up at the club. At the club, what's his face used to book Sharippa.
Oh, the Riviera?
At the Riviera.
never
the
done
Riv.
it.
I worked
It
the
looks
Riv.
at me like I've done every club he's done. You know, the one that you can't get booked at.
No, that was one. I was like, well,
No one's looking over here.
you're the one who was bragging about slapsticks before.
Magoobies.
I did Magoobies less than a year ago. It was a good. That's not a bad club.
By the way,
But I took peyote in the desert purposely. We had 4 guys. Each guy had a button. The guy got it. And he goes, "This is pure. It's great." And it was the best experience I've ever had on a drug. I was happy.
And how long did you give yourself?
We were there for like 12 hours. I slept there.
Yeah.
I slept there.
So you're like, we're going to sleep out in the desert.
Yeah, but I was afraid like a tarantula would go up my ass.
Yeah, that's what I'm scared
I
of.
went in a room. I went in a hotel room.
Okay.
There was also a hot chick there that was up for grabs, and my buddy fucked her. I did.
Yeah, mushrooms. I've done that twice. I'm actually due to do that again soon. I like to do it like
Dude,
once.
what is it, like a prescription or something?
You know what's bad? I think me and all my friends, comic friends from New York, we're going to do a Poconos Mountain meat cooking, just
Poconos.
fucking mountain house
just
bullshit.
fucking? Did you say just fucking?
No,
That's what you
just
said.
I did say just
Dude,
fucking.
that was like that
You're
old joke.
taking it out of context.
Guy comes up to you, know that old joke? Guy comes
Fuck
up to you.
Flips doing shit over there.
A guy,
Just
you know that
fucking.
old joke? The guy says, guy comes up to you and says, "Hey man, you want to come camping? Gonna be a great time. It's gonna be a little drinking, a little fighting, a little fucking." He goes, "You want to come?" He goes, "Yeah. What time should I get there?" The guy goes, "It's just me and you. Get there anytime." I guess you didn't hear.
So,
Level classic.
hopefully we get some.
But he's doing a Borscht Belt mushroom weekend.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody.
So you taking shrooms?
I think we might.
I had a crazy shrooms experience.
I've only had 2, and they've been both really good.
Summer of '92. Eric Clapton and Elton John
I swear to God,
played Shea Stadium.
the summer of '92. I hated the way that started.
Summer of '92.
Summer of '92.
Shea Stadium hosted Elton John and Eric Clapton, and "Sunshine of My Love" was the opening tune. Elton John went last, I believe. And yeah, just like Goodfellas. And I bought a mushroom from a guy. The guy looked like he went to Woodstock. On the way back from Woodstock, he got a flat. It took him 23 years to change the flat. Just got back to town. I bought shrooms from this guy, and I thought I could fly. I was in the upper deck of Shea Stadium.
That's not good. That's not good. You don't want to start to fly and shit.
Yeah, no.
This is how I was a different guy when I was like in high school compared to now because I'm afraid of everything. But probably the worst drug experience for me is I went to see The Who. In Philadelphia, the JFK Jam, it was called.
Nice.
The place isn't even there anymore. The
89?
JFK Stadium.
Because they had a big tour in 89.
Maybe 83.
No, I don't think they toured in 80. Or maybe you're right. I don't know.
It was the Eminence Front album. When did that come out?
Then 83, yeah, around that. Yeah, 82, 83, yeah.
Eminence Front.
Such a great tune.
What were you on?
It was The Who, and then there was like shit
David
bands jammed in. No.
Was David Johansen?
No, The
Was
Clash.
The Clash.
The
Shit,
Clash.
they're not shit.
They were
I
good.
saw The Clash, David Johansen, and The Who.
Oh, the Hooters. Somehow the Hooters were mixed in.
Terrible.
Very odd.
Is that Play Deep? Was that their album, Play Deep?
I don't know the name of the Hooters.
That was
and we danced.
the outfield.
What drug were you on, Joe? That's
So
what
I
I'm trying
went.
to get
I went to the
Really?
bathroom.
Thank you.
I went to the bathroom at the JFK Jam, and the guy he told me he stuck all this stuff in a blender, dude. It's just a lot of. It's mescaline.
He used
and
a
pot.
neutral
Don't
bullet.
ever try to trust the blender guy.
The blender. You take some kale, and you take some shrooms.
It's a cleanse.
Yo, do an infomercial.
I did a
You ever
cleanse.
wonder what?
We're going to do a chronic cleanse.
And I gave it to all my friends, but I didn't tell them till they already
Jesus
smoked it. That I
Christ.
bought it off a guy in the bathroom. They
Oh,
were
that's
like, "What
never
the-"
smart.
Oh, my friend was so mad at me.
I would've
He
punched you in the ribs.
He anxiety attacked out. He
Did
was down.
that come free with the dick you bought?
You can buy it for 20. You could suck this dick.
Well, who would pass that up? Listen, speaking of guys who know how to deal with women, Lance Armstrong in the news. He was, I guess, intoxicated coming back from a party in Aspen a few days after Christmas. And he was with his girlfriend, and crashed into two parked cars, and the girlfriend took the blame for at least 10 days.
That's dope.
I mean, how does he get a chick to do that? Every chick would look at me like I had four heads if I asked her to do that. Did you ever date a chick who would do that for you? Take the rap?
No way.
No. He's a pimp, man, right? Chris, is he a pimp?
That's a
I
player.
think that's high class shit. I ain't gonna lie. That's kind of pimpish, man.
It is.
Now listen, bitch, you get in this driver's side. Let me switch on that. I'm
It's
Lance,
like
bitch.
Bogart at the end of the Maltese Falcon. You're taking the fall.
That's some Ike.
So wait, how
Ike
do they
and
figure it
Tina
out?
shit right there.
It's Ike Turner.
Yeah.
Did he turn on himself after a while? He felt bad.
Well, listen, according to Colorado police, he literally hit two parked cars leaving a party with his girlfriend, Anna Hansen. Now, it seems like the police just asked, and she kind of broke.
She probably broke.
I don't know for sure. It might be the other way around, but it's just the fact he got her to do this for 10 fucking days.
I mean, at least he got a bitch that can stay quiet. But motherfucker, you see Warren Sapp? His dumb ass got caught with the prostitute.
Listen, it sounds like this. I can't defend him if he assaulted a woman. It sounds like she might be bullshitting, but when are we going to just let a guy just fuck a hooker? Come
No,
on.
I agree
He
with
got
you.
fired within 15 seconds.
Well,
Joe Matarese has to run out. What do you got? Give us some plugs, brother.
Follow me on Twitter at the Joe Matarese. As always, listen to the Fixing Joe podcast. Go to joematarese.com for live dates. I'll be with Artie on February 14th at the Borgata.
That's
so
right.
That should be awesome.
By the way, I just Cobb's just sent me. God bless you in San Francisco. I'm doing 5 shows at Cobb's. 3 are like almost sold out already, and the other 2 I got 3 weeks before. Yeah, and the other 2 are doing really well. So they think might be 5 sellouts up there. God bless you guys. Thank you. And Joe will be with me for sure in Atlantic City, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you there, Chris?
Chris, are you going?
Can I come? I was going to ask.
Yeah,
I'm
come.
in Philly. I don't have shit to do that night.
I don't know. You know what? I just want
I'll
to
come
make
through
sure I
and do a
didn't
guest
promise
spot.
it to one other guy.
Cool.
If I didn't, you're in. But if not, I don't want 4 guys. So
Cool, no problem.
maybe you might see Chris Cotton. Chris and Paul, you can hang for the interview with John
Yeah.
Ritchie.
What's that? Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a few minutes. All right, Joe, great job,
Hold on.
man.
Thanks,
Joe,
guys.
tell
So fun.
at
Funny
Dave
podcast.
Just a Riot, because we was talking about you, Dave, at Just a Riot, something something,
Who?
whatever. Dave, the dude, tell him you're all right, because I know Dave feels bad.
Oh, Dave, did we mention him in the first segment?
Who's
No.
Oh, I
It's
tweeted
Twitter
him.
shit,
Some
just
guy was shitting on me nonstop on Twitter
Yeah, he
about the
was
Super Bowl episodes.
Twitter is getting out.
I'm
Twitter
fucking-
is really it's really
I'm yelling-
hate-filled fucking goddamn.
Yeah.
I'm the
cesspool.
podcast.
It's evilness.
I'm our ambassador for Twitter. I'll make sure I keep everything cool.
No,
Dave's
we don't
cool.
need that.
Listen, man, I love y'all out there in Twitter world.
99% of the tweets about this show are positive.
Yeah.
But some of these people, like Joe says, it's almost like they try to get you mad. If you don't think it's funny, fine. That's an opinion. But
that's not what he was doing,
Some
though.
guy's saying,
He was shitting on
I
Joe
don't
pretty
think
hard.
I don't think you'd mail it in.
He was just
Like,
shitting on
this is not mailing it in, guys. I mean, we're here, brother.
No, he was just shitting on
He was
Joe.
just shitting on me, and then I just turned old me. All of a sudden came out. I
It
went,
was
dude,
fun to listen to.
I'm gonna kick the
What did he
fucking shit
say?
out of you.
What did he say?
He was just
He said
stacking them.
something
It was
about
like 20 tweets
and I go,
about
and
how
I
he
will
was
beat
pussy.
you in any sport because I'm
People
looking
like-
at your picture and you're a fat nerd.
People like that are
That's what I
scary.
said. I go,
the
I-
ones who stack that's scary. They got so much time.
But then he felt bad, and
fuck him.
I screamed at him, and then Joe screamed at him. He was like,
They're
"I'm
just trying to
sorry,
get a
I feel
reaction.
bad."
because
And
I'm
he
a
was like,
fan, dude. I'm a
yeah.
fan.
That's what they say. That's the big thing. I'm a fan. Okay,
But
whatever.
He's like
cool,
the guy
though.
who heckles you all night, and then afterwards he goes, "I was just trying to help you."
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, you got some laughs though. You know?
Thanks. You're a regular Bob Zamuda.
But
You're a regular Tony Clifton. What are you, a jerk up? What are you, Joe Mallory? What are you, some kind of jerk up? Hey, Joe Mallory, you're a jerk up. All right? I'm Tony Clifton. I'm gonna have a cigarette. Don't throw me out. I'm helping Joe's out. Ask Joe if he wants my help. I bet he wants my help. I'm Bob Zamuda. I'm Tony Clifton. I'm Bob Zamuda and Tony Clifton. All right. Joe, great job.
all right, Joe.
Thanks, man.
All right, I love you. We're going to take a break. When we come back with Paul and Chris Cotton after this.
You're taking the fall.
Hey, back with the last segment of the Artie Quitter, Artie Lang Uncensored, blah, 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 blah podcast. Joe Matarese had to leave, family obligations. Not a bad thing. We love Joe, but Paul Morrissey sits on the seat. He's still here.
I'm a loner.
Paul was in town doing Gotham, and he's going up to see the family in Binghamton, New York. Where else can you see Paul soon?
The Irvine Improv next weekend.
Love it. Been there. Love it.
House of Comedy in Minneapolis, March
Yes.
4th to the 8th.
Yes. And some new news, Chris Cotton will now be with me at the Borgata Valentine's Day. So it's going to be an Artie Quitter, Artie Lang Uncensored podcast extravaganza.
Oh, fuck it!
Okay. Valentine's Day, next Saturday night, a week from Saturday, at the Borgata. It'll be Joe Matarese hosting, Chris Cotton middling, and I'll be going up as what we call the headliner of the business.
Oh, fuck.
And I am single. So let the pussy avalanche start. Okay. We have a guy who called in. His name is Patrice. First name is Patrice, and he is a black man. He wants to be the representative for all of the black Artie Lang podcast listeners. He claims there's 8 of them. I say that's bullshit. There's probably more. But he wants to be their ambassador. And I said, fine, Patrice, you got it. And on Twitter, he said, here's a request that we have from the black contingent. Mm-hmm. They want me in the Dan Filato voice to say the I Have a Dream speech. And I told Patrice on Twitter, leave a voicemail pleading your case. I guess he did. I have not heard this. Let's hear Patrice pleading for him.
Artie, Chris, Filato, Joe, this is Patrice, chairman, founder and chairman of the Artie Lang Black Fans for America. I keep forgetting to jerk off that doesn't sound affects his name. Whatever his name is too. Shout out to you. I just got off a conference call with all of the black subscribers. When we decided that in honor of Black History Month, we would like to hear you do a rendition of the I Have a Dream speech, but using your Dan Filato impersonation. We thought that probably would be radio gold, as well as highly offensive. So it's like a bonus in that context. Okay, thanks, Art. You can reach me at Moomba50 on Twitter, MUMB50. This is Patrice. God bless you.
Okay, Patrice, a very articulate argument there. And you got it. Print out, somebody please, Danny Filato, for tomorrow's show. Print out the I Have a Dream speech. And as Dan Filato, I will say it. And here's a little preview of what I know about it. I have a dream. I have a dream of mountain tops and black kids and white kids holding each other's hands and mugging a Puerto Rican. I have that. I may not get there with you, but I've been over the mountaintop and I've seen the promised land. And oh my God, there's a lot of colors. There are a lot of colors in the promised land. I may not get there. But by the way, so that's Dan Filato doing I Have a Dream. I'll improv some new stuff in there, much like Charlie Parker in a jazz band. I'll improv some stuff. But we're going to print out the I Have a Dream speech, and to make the Black Fan Club, headed up by Patrice, happy, we will be doing that. But talk about chilling parts of a speech when King says, I may not get there with you. Here's a guy, what was he, 38, something like that? Like he was not an old man at all, seemed to be healthy, predicting that someone's probably going to take me out.
That's pretty crazy.
Oh, black people, we know.
Christian thoughts.
We know. You
do know?
We know. When the footsteps, we hear the footsteps.
You're moving the chains.
Think about it. Tupac already said he's going to die, and he's dead.
Yeah, but do you think he could predict how that would have happened? Suge Knight ducking.
Suge Knight never suspected he's going to die. He's alive, and he's taking it in the ass every week.
Yeah, well, Suge Knight. So by the way, Patrice, we will have a dream tomorrow. Oh, my.
Listen, I didn't get a call. Am I not black?
No, but you're not a black fan. You're on the show,
Oh,
fucker.
You got a point there. I feel like I still
want to be a
deserve
fan?
call.
I can make that happen.
I should have got a call. I want a call.
Now, Patrice is calling me. But, good job, Patrice. Keep these coming. For Black History Month, after this request, keep them coming. I can't say we'll do everyone. I don't want them to be stupid or ridiculous, unlike this. But for Black History Month, we'll do more of that. Chris Cotton, your thoughts on BHM, Black History Month?
I think it's good. No.
We asked Bon Scott and AC/DC what they thought about Black History Month, and here was the one quote from Bon Scott. Oh, God. Forgot when we did that bit earlier. I forgot it was Black History Month.
Somebody on Twitter asked, can I do a segment called Wait a Cotton Picking Minute? Did you see that shit?
Yeah, I'm like that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Is that just me complaining?
Wait a cotton? No, it's you. It's you doing,
cotton picking minute.
Jay Leno used to have, what's my beef? What's
really grinding my gear?
Wait a cotton picking minute.
All right, I'll have something ready tomorrow.
Consult with your African-American friends whether or not that's offensive. And because I don't want you to lose your spot in the community. Paul, your thoughts?
I think I'm the whitest person at this table. So
that's why your thoughts matter.
You and Chris make the color scale the two very ends of the spectrum. You're the whitest white, and Chris is very dark black man.
I should have no feelings on this whatsoever. I should take the month off.
Dan, your thoughts on the color pigmentation of both of you?
I agree.
And I'm yellow from jaundice.
It is like the pendulum goes to the extreme opposite of each side.
Yes. By the way, speaking of dicks, Conrad Hilton.
I love the transition.
Paris Hilton's younger brother fucking, enraged people on a flight from British Airways, flight from London to Los Angeles, calling the passengers peasants and making children cry.
He made fucking children cry?
What a dick calling them peasants. You fucking little fruit ass white prick. Rich cunty cunt. Wash your pussy, Conrad fucking Hilton. 20-year-old brother of heirs, Paris Hilton. Aren't you ashamed, Hilton family? All this money, all the opportunities these people have to fucking make these humans, if you want to call them that they're raising good people. And you got Nikki, Paris, and Conrad. That's what they add to society. These three douches of all douches.
How many times has he heard your sister's a whore?
Oh, God. Well, listen.
Which one?
I know one time because I yelled it at him on a flight. I'm a peasant, your sister's a whore. Chris, as a young privileged white jerk off like him calling people peasants on a flight, and you're a kid who grew up in the hood, your thoughts?
I like how you said in the hood, like Pacino and Any Given Sunday.
I'm assuming. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe.
No. I grew up in a shitty neighborhood. I grew up in the hood. No, fuck fuck him. I would have wanted to punch him in the face if I was on the flight. Like, why not?
That's very aggravating.
Don't they make you sit in the back? Still, no.
I don't give him the seat. Actually, I'm with the luggage now. That's
luggage.
That's only with Southwest.
That's Eddie Murphy's. What's Eddie Murphy bit herpes? That shit stay with you forever. Luggage. From Eddie Murphy Delirious. Pick that up if you want to hear politically incorrect, hilarious stand-up comedy.
Who's using the word peasant? No one's. You really? Do you know how hard it is?
Yeah, the fact that he even uses the word peasant
and mean it. You have to mean peasant once it's coming out of your mouth.
Just a dick and an asshole. Paul, your thoughts?
That means he has to have that many different words for poor people.
Right.
Like,
let me get out my poor person Rolodex names to call you, asshole.
He asked Siri what to ask. Siri, what should I call these imbeciles?
Yeah.
Peasants. Fucking Siri told him.
What he does remind me of a little bit is Ronan Farrow, Mia Farrow, and Woody Allen's son, who now Mia Farrow claims is probably Frank Sinatra's son.
Right.
And we were talking before the break here about the Woody Allen situation. Because I just watched Wild Man Blues, which is a documentary from 1997 that Gene Dominion produced and Barbara Koppel directed, and it's about Woody Allen with Sun Yi traveling Europe with a jazz band, and he plays Madrid and Paris and London and blah 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 blah, and it's about a month long of him in Europe, private jets all over the fucking place, of course, and he's with Sun Yi. Now, listen, it's the most complicated situation ever because I'm obviously, like many people in comedy, a huge fan of Woody Allen. But every time I see this, it just creeps me out on a level I can't even describe. For you younger people, here's I'm going to just explain it as simply as I can. Mia Farrow, a talented actress, replaced Diane Keaton in Woody Allen's odyssey of films as the leading lady, because Woody Allen started dating her. They were basically married. And Mia Farrow, a legendary humanitarian, adopted all these children from third world countries, children who had no shot of every creed and color, and not only saved their lives. This Sun Yi was probably going to have a life where she died of malaria or a mosquito bite at the age of 14. She was saved from that life and basically got into a life because of Mia Farrow's generosity, where she has a Fifth Avenue apartment or Central Park West, one of the two, overlooking the park, and better Nick seats than Tom fucking Brokaw. All right? And one time I was at a Nick game and I saw her. She had much better seats than me, and she wasn't really given enough respect to the Star Spangled Banner, Sun Yi, and that really pissed me off. I'm like, you motherfucker, because of that song, you have better Nick seats than me. All right, how about a little tip of the hat, honey? She has an abnormally large forehead and cranium, too. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, imagine you do that if you're Mia Farrow, and you adopt her when she's like 3 or 4 years old while you're dating Woody Allen, who basically is like your husband. So you then have supposedly a biological kid with Woody a couple of years later in 1987. There's Ronan Farrow, who looks a lot like Frank Sinatra, unfortunately.
Exactly.
For Woody, he really does look a lot like him. And Mia Farrow claims she slept with Frank Sinatra around this time frame. So who knows what happened? It could be Francis Albert's kid. Even Woody Allen has said publicly that it looks a lot like Sinatra. What do you want me to tell you? He's got those blue eyes. He's thin, a little effeminate for Frank's likings, I think.
I'm stunned to be furious.
So, what I'm saying is Sun Yi was basically saved by Mia Farrow and basically had Woody Allen as a stepfather. He was the closest thing she ever had to a dad, a daddy, a father. Someone that, takes you out to Nick games, someone who raises you, helps raise you, is involved in major decisions in your young life. She's in Hannah and Her Sisters, 1986. She's in a scene at Thanksgiving, an extra scene where they have a bunch of kids running around, and she's about 9 or 10 in the scene, and you're really creeped out. You're going, is that when Woody Allen started to be attracted to her? Like, when did this happen? Yeah. I don't believe Woody Allen molested anybody. I think Mia Farrow went crazy and really, really wanted to hurt him and made up some story and brainwashed the kids that he molested one of them. But what he did was not illegal, but it's the most horrific, awful thing you could do. This young girl who Mia Farrow loved like a daughter, who Woody Allen was supposed to be a father to, He begins an affair with her when she's like 17 or 18, takes naked pictures of her, and that's how Mia Farrow finds out about the affair. She finds naked pictures in Woody Allen's apartment of this little girl that she saved from certain death in a third world country. She finds naked pictures that Woody took of her and realizes they're fucking. He's cheating on her, which is despicable enough in a lot of women's eyes, with her stepdaughter and his stepdaughter. And I'm a huge fan of Woody Allen. And so it's a big conflict in my head. And since then, he's done amazing, amazing work. But this is such a grotesque story. And a lot of people don't know the details, but those are the details. He married his stepdaughter, started to fuck her. And it's not just a stepdaughter. It is someone Mia Farrow saved from death.
Well,
Paul, your thoughts?
Well, my thing is, like, of those guys in the 70s, like, or even further back, you go Elvis starts dating his wife when she's 15.
Okay, 14, she was 14 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. First of all, 14 years old is statutory rape, but it was supposed to be consensual. Roman Polanski is a different animal altogether. Roman Polanski drugged a 13-year-old woman in a hot tub at Jack Nicholson's house. Nicholson wasn't there, but and while she was on Quaaludes, and at the age of 13, he fucked her in the ass. Okay, so Polanski's a dirtbag, scumbag. The jury is in and out on him as far as I'm concerned. What Elvis did, kind of despicable, but she was into it, 14 years old. He claims they didn't have sex for a while. I don't believe it for worth a shit.
And even like Steven Tyler, every rock star in the 70s would adopt like a 16-year-old girl from their family.
Jerry Lee Lewis started But and that was his cousin. But add the stepdaughter factor. Take that, add the stepdaughter factor. Could there be a more evil, mean, despicable thing to do to a human being? What he and Sunyi did to Mia Farrow? A woman might say no. Like I'd rather be physically raped.
I would say calling that pass play at the goal line.
You're saying he's the Pete Carroll of womanizers. And then Woody Allen comes out with that despicable, condescending explanation. I'm an artist. Artist brains think differently, and you got to give it up for me. I'm an artist. The movie Bullets Over Broadway, which came out a couple years later, is basically, that's the entire theme. John Cusack plays a guy who's like, forgive me for all of my shortcomings and unethical, immoral shit that I do. I'm an artist, and we think differently, and no one's buying that. That doesn't make you any more likable. But Hollywood forgives certain things. He's won, major awards since then. He was given a Lifetime Achievement Award since then. It's they keep making his movies. People keep working with him. Listen, he did something that is horrendous. Chris, even in the black community, is that horrendous?
That's very fucking. In the black community, he probably would have got beat up by everybody's cousin.
That's a good point. That's what should happen to him.
Who fucking raising a kid? Like, do you know how mentally fucked up that is for you to do that to a kid? Because they, like, when you raise, especially a young girl, they trust you. You're the dad in their mind. They like fucking trust you.
And that trust, that's the other thing, major issue.
Yeah, and you're breaking somebody's trust as like as a parent. I don't give a fuck how you want to call it. That's molestation in my eyes, because you're just taking their mental.
Probably is. You're right.
Yeah, you like. There's a wall there that dads just never cross.
Well, it's even like a teacher-student thing. That's why they don't allow that, because it's
worse.
You're
way worse.
Stepping over it.
It's way I know we're throwing shit up against. We're throwing shit up against the wall to see what's worse, but it's not. It's a step. She's basically his stepdaughter. And she's the only father he ever knew, because she didn't know her real father. It's her dad.
And he made it seem like
it's her dad fucking her.
You made it seem like he had to run game on this bitch. Like, no, you know what she likes and dislikes. You're her fucking dad. You can literally tell her, you like me, and she'll be like, yeah, you're my dad. I'm going to like you.
He doesn't have to. That's the more despicable thing about it. He doesn't have to run game on 90% of the chicks he meets. They'll all fuck him. These young actresses, they all wanted to fuck him. Talk about getting pussy above your grade. Jesus Christ, that guy's been fucking hot chicks forever.
Well, what do you think it is, though? Because I use those examples because basically there's a long line of rich and famous dudes that can have any woman they want.
Right.
Basically want to raise a woman to be their wife.
Control.
It's control. That's a great point. Prince is famous for maybe chaining chicks to
Right.
Rick James. I think maybe it's you get so kinky. You've done like supposedly Mick Jagger and David Bowie were found in bed together, and Jagger supposedly told close friends that I fucked everything that walks pussy wise. I wanted to see what it was like. Like you get bored with life.
Yeah.
I'm just experimenting. That doesn't make any sense to me, but just keep fucking more on pussy. But you get bored and you want to change. Dan Filata, your thoughts?
That has never happened to me.
But I'm saying, yeah, I know you're a huge Woody Allen fan. Does it affect you when you watch his movies now?
Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. But I have to say, during the whole trial thing, the description of the one time that the oldest daughter walked in,
Dylan,
with the youngest one. I just
fucked them up.
So wait, if you believe that, then they should be in jail next to Charles Manson. If you believe that,
I'm just such a fan, but I just can't. It never leaves my mind, especially
when you're jerking
after
off.
seeing Hannah and her sisters. When you realize that that's her.
The Hannah and her sisters thing is very creepy because she's an extra in that. They shoot a Thanksgiving scene with those kids running around. She's like 8 or 9, and he's the directing her. Like, did he start getting turned on back then?
Which one is the Mariel Hemingway one? Where she's
That's
like
Manhattan.
17.
That's Manhattan. That's years before Hannah and her. That's 7 years before Hannah and her sisters. Manhattan came out in 79. Hannah and her sisters is 86.
And that's literally like, what if there's a really hot underage chick that...
So you could tell it's a subject that's on his mind.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
Mariel Hemingway's
fucking wrong.
17 in that.
Yeah.
So in the movie, his character commits statutory rape.
Right.
Yeah.
And there are a ton of directors that do that. So
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The Roman Polanski you can't defend. Roman Polanski drugged a 13-year-old girl and ass raped her. I mean, and if people want to say, you don't know, blah, 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 give him a break, genius, blah, blah, I don't give a fuck. All these people that have done movies with Polanski ever since then.
Well, at least the comedians aren't good. Cosby.
That's what I mean.
Listen, man, he kept it above the age level that you need, and he was drugging them.
Sometimes way too much.
Yeah.
Think about 60-year-olds. But the Polanski thing is, to me, it's case closed with the old cliche. It's a cliche, but it makes sense. What if the Polanski thing was your daughter or your sister? That's it. You want him dead. You want him dead. You want to put a bullet through his skull. And that's how you argue away the fucking statement. Hey, he's a genius. He deserves extra, blah, blah, blah. And I can separate the two. That's what's the name of the kid who won an Oscar and The Pianist? Adrian. What's the kid's name?
Adrian Brody.
Yes, Adrian Brody. That's how he explained it. Like, look, Polanski's a genius. I worked with him and I won an Oscar. Blah blah blah. And I'm not going to get on Brody. I mean, he didn't do it. But still, if you say to Brody, "What if it was your daughter, man?" He's going to say, I'm not only not making a movie with him, I'm going to kill him.
I mean, that thing. When people do stuff to kids, it does something inside of me. I can't, I watch a lot of Law & Order SVU, so when it's like a kid episode, I'm just like, I already know I'm getting riled up.
They're all kid episodes.
Yeah, most of them are. But it's like, kids, the thing is with kids, they don't expect any of this. They just are kids. When you're a kid, you just want to be a kid. And take this from a kid who grew up with a sick mom. When you don't get to be a kid at certain times, you miss being a kid at that moment.
By the way, Chris Cotton will be writing the next Nationwide commercial. Now, you're right, man. Can you expand on that? How sick was your mother? What was the problem?
Oh, my mom had multiple sclerosis.
Oh, that's how you told me that.
Yeah, so
you don't
up,
mean mentally sick.
Yeah, no, not like mentally, but like I'm saying sick-wise. And it's like little shit that I had to adjust, because I had 2 older brothers, so I was lucky. So I didn't have to take a lot of
Were
adult
they good
roles.
about helping her out?
Yeah, all of us was what. But so my older brothers, when I was really small, didn't have to make me sit in the house a little bit more than I had to. I got to go out a little more. But my oldest brother, on the flip side of that, he didn't get to be a kid for a while. So now as an adult, my older brother plays video games and he's more kiddish as an adult than he was as a kid, because he missed out on those years.
Right.
You're a fucking kid. Kids get fucked up.
Right. So what Woody Allen did was basically he took she had a shit life, then a privileged life. She seems happy, but my point about the Wild Man Blues, and if you want to, I'm basically recommending this Wild Man Blues. It's fascinating.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what you thought of the relationship.
I saw it when it first came out in the theater. I was living at the Bellagio Hotel in L.A., actually, when that film came out, and I rushed to the theater to see it. I was never more psyched to see something, and it did not disappoint. They're together alone in hotel rooms all over Europe, Woody Allen and Soon-Yi. She looks like she's 11. She's Asian with a large cranium, a large forehead, and they're eating breakfast together.
Yeah, I know, it's my best feature.
And I'll tell you what, another thing creepy about it, his films, he talks, the dialogue in his movies, he talks about Nietzsche, philosophers, and, doctors. He talks like a scientist and a like some sort of creative, poetic genius. He did a whole movie about Russian poets from the 18th and 19th century, Love and Death. And he makes amazing, smart jokes. Like one of my favorite Woody Allen jokes is in Anna and Her Sisters. He's trying to figure out what religion to go to because he wants to leave Judaism. And he says, narrating the movie, who was right? What philosopher was right? There's Nietzsche who says, we're going to keep living the same life over and over. Great, I got to sit through Ice Capades again. Like just a great fucking... sends Mia Farrow all these love letters, and she goes, they were beautiful, and he goes, I plagiarized most of them from James Joyce. I'm sure you were wondering about all the references to Dublin. Like those are just great jokes based on real smart, learned, well-read stuff. When you listen to him talk to Soon-Yi, there's not a hint of that type of stuff. It's all innocuous, dull, benign, stupid talk. She's like, I got a Spanish omelet because we're in Spain.
Well, she seems quicker.
Well, he's trying to go down to her level and not be condescending. There's times where she says something so stupid, he's rolling her eyes. He's rolling his eyes like, well, what am I doing? It just makes it all about sex, all physical, and just extra creepy. And you see them interacting, and I'm thinking of Woody Allen's stepkids and his supposed biological kid, Ronan Farrow, or Mia Farrow, watching that movie. And smoke must be coming out of her ears. Smoke. I mean, they're giggling and flirting together in robes in a 5-star hotel suite that has a pool in it. I mean, the life she's leading, and, it's just disgusting. It's filthy.
Did you have a hint of... I'll tell you the moment I remember of the real Woody Allen, like the smart Woody Allen that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Did you remember any moments from?
Sure. The frog thing you're talking about?
No.
When she thinks she hears a frog in Venice and he goes, a Venetian frog? Like she just says stupid shit. But what moment are you talking about?
The one, remember, she was kind of like coaxing him to like, hey, you should talk to the guys in the band before.
Oh, right.
Nice.
Tell you, she says to him, you should tell the band they did a good job. And he goes, I think I did tell them. And she goes, well, people like hearing that they did a nice job. And he's like, yeah, I know that. I know, and I think I told them they did a nice job. Is that what you're talking about?
No, there was a guy, he was trying to like make, because he actually does, he kind of makes small talk with these guys,
right.
Which is the most uncomfortable thing.
It is, because he's like going down to their level.
And he sees the guy with the upright bass, and he's got the big case, and he goes, you'd have thought when he was a kid, he would have told his parents, flute.
Right, exactly. But, he is somewhat condescending to those guys. And it sucks because it's clear that he wants to talk behind their backs to his mate, Soon-Yi, but she's stupid too.
Yeah.
And he can't. And it's so hypocritical because, he's supposed to be this intellectual and he marries this woman who's not an intellectual, clearly.
Yeah, and the fascinating part is the parents, right?
At the end with the parents is worth the price.
You see it, Dan? That like when his parents were telling him you would have been a more successful
as a pharmacist.
Yeah. They literally show like Oscars on their mantle.
He has 3 Oscars, two for writing and directing Annie Hall and 1 for writing Anna and Her Sisters. He has 3 Oscars. He gave them all to them, and they're on the mantle.
And they have no idea what they
Every award he got in Europe, he gave to them. And these are 2 96-year-old Jewish people that, again, are just living a great life because Woody took care of them. Got a nice apartment on the Upper East Side or something. And the way they're talking, they're like, you were in your room all the time. What did you have in your room? Did you have a Vitrola? You had a Vitrola in your room. You were in your room. I don't know what you're doing there. I know what you're doing. And he's like, were you the worst parents for me? And she goes, don't think for a minute you are what you are because of yourself.
Yeah.
You are what you are because you had help from us and other people. And he's like, this is a lunch from hell. And soon he's just sitting, and what about the part where he goes, how about the fact that I dated an Asian woman? And his mother goes, I don't like it. I personally don't care for it. I thought you should have married a nice Jewish girl.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Right? Both the brothers married like Asian
Right,
chicks.
that's right. His brother married an Asian girl.
But were they their daughters?
No, that's right.
That's
the
the
brother
change.
had the decency to marry an Asian girl that was not his daughter.
That's a little more proud.
He
I
did
think
adopt
that's the
her,
mom's. Remember earlier we discussed this about how your mom acts like she's proud?
Yes.
This mom just didn't say, like, you married your fucking daughter. Yeah, she's Asian. I don't like that. But
I
she's
bet there was a
fucking
conversation.
daughter.
His parents seemed direct about everything. I bet there was a conversation about that.
It's your fucking daughter. I think the dad was like, it's your fucking daughter.
Yeah,
And
what are
then
you
walk
doing?
out.
You got to get him aside and smack.
And the
but you
dad-
know what? He makes millions of dollars, and he's the boss.
And the dad was basically just judging the material that the trophy was based on.
The engraving.
Yeah, he's like, this is good
really
engraving.
Really good engraving. And then he said, you would have done more work in business as a druggist than you would as a movie. But
Yeah, and that's
he's
when
like,
you
you're
see
probably right. I would have done more business.
That's funny.
Anyway, so I watched that and I wanted to discuss it a little bit with the guys because I fully recommend that even if you're not a Woody Allen fan, knowing the story the way I just told it, and if you do know it and haven't seen Wild Man Blues, it's from 1997. You can get it on Netflix, Apple TV, whatever. It's called Wild Man Blues and directed by Barbara Koppel, and it's about Woody Allen. It's a documentary about Woody Allen touring Europe with his jazz band, playing clarinet, and he's with Sun Yi the entire time.
And his sister, too. That's basically why you
his
get that
sister,
look.
Letty Aronson.
Yeah.
His sister has produced a bunch of his movies for the last 10 years. They're still very close. And to see them interact is just absolutely fascinating.
Yeah.
Check it out. That's the Artie Lang podcast recommendation. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. This was a fun fucking
That's
show.
Artie Stone Cold Lock.
This was a fun fucking show. By the way, also, we talked a little bit during the break about the Marshawn Lynch play again, and I overheard you guys saying this, or somebody might have said this. You could have told the Patriots what they were doing.
Yeah.
You could have stopped, called a timeout, and said, we're handing the ball off to Marshawn Lynch.
Right.
And in 3 tries, he would have scored.
Yes.
Even if they knew the play coming.
I mean,
Right,
football fucking 101, which I've said in the last podcast, if you listen, football 101.
Which is what you
have,
made in the second grade.
You have a timeout, it's second down, you run the ball. It's
Right.
20 seconds left. You run the fucking ball, and if you don't get it, then you do a pass play on the third if you really are that unconfident. But aside from that, the play before, he picked up 4 fucking yards with almost no blocking.
He almost scored on that.
And he had
he
like
did
one
go
block.
into the
and
beast mode where he
was in
carried
beast mode.
guys.
He was in fucking
Carried
I'm sorry.
guys.
He was in fucking beast mode, dude. You don't.
So now you have 3 more chances, because obviously you're running on 4th down. If you don't get, you have 3 more chances for Marshawn fucking Lynch. And my point is, like I made a point, yesterday on the intro, going crazy about it. But there's another point that I overheard people talking about. Yeah, and it's true. You could have, with a megaphone, said to the Patriots defense and everyone in the world watching, from Steven Tyler to John Travolta on, we're running it to Marshawn Lynch 3 straight times, and he will get in. He would have gotten in.
And it's the overcoaching in football. That's the only thing. In basketball, they didn't run Michael Jordan as a decoy. If there's one shot left, everyone knows Michael Jordan's getting the ball, and he's going to make the shot.
Well, they made the LeBron statement. LeBron's not even a good analogy because LeBron has proven he misses a lot of big shots. It's
Kobe.
better than LeBron.
Yeah.
No, it's Michael without question. It's
Kobe.
It's Magic, Kobe, or Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Those are the guys because LeBron can miss big shots, but it's certainly Magic. It's certainly Michael. You give it to Michael Jordan, and Marshawn Lynch in that situation is Michael Jordan.
And Larry Bird, remember when he the Xavier McDaniel one?
That's the best part about that documentary. Did you ever see that, Chris? Larry Bird says to Xavier McDaniel what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I'm getting the ball. I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face.
Yeah,
We're going to run a high pick. I just want to let you know what we're doing, Xavier. We're going to run a high pick and roll to me. I'm going to shoot the ball in your face. We're going to win the game.
I love how the same Bird and Jordan were, but different, completely different, but exactly the same.
They were shit
dicks.
talkers.
They were dicks on the court, and they would tell you what they're going to do, and they would still do it, and you're like, you fucking ass.
They were shit talkers. Actually, after Bird did that, he hit that shot where talking about it, in Xavier McDaniel's face, as predicted. And there was 0.8 seconds left, and they called a timeout, the Suns did. And as McDaniel's going to the bench, he hears Bird go, "Hey, Xavier, can I say something?" And he goes, "Yeah, what do you want?" And he goes, "I apologize." He goes, "For what?" He goes, "I didn't mean to leave any time on the clock."
And I love that.
All right, guys. Chris, give your plugs.
All right, follow me on Instagram, Twitter. Instagram, Twitter, at Cotton215, CenterCityComedy.com, Center City Comedy Podcast. Plus, tomorrow evening, I'll be doing John the Magic Guy. I'll be calling his podcast. I was trying to get the name of it, but I don't know it. But on Twitter, John the Magic Guy. Hey, I will be talking magic. I like magic.
Okay. Whatever that means. Paul, go ahead.
Irvine Improv, February 14th and 15th, with Artie Lang and Cobbs.
That's right. Cobbs in San Francisco. Paul's going to come Saturday night, February the 21st, I believe, or the 22nd, whatever that Saturday night is. And all those shows are selling out quickly. A couple are. So please call now. Thank you to the fans in Frisco.
Yeah, thanks. So all the dates are paulhasawebsite.com.
Great. And like I said, Cobbs, and a couple tickets left for Valentine's Day with me, Chris Cotton, and Joe Matarese.
Artie needs a date.
I'm coming at the Borgata, Atlantic City, Valentine's Day. Very romantic night. And Artie Quitter, tell your friends to go to Artie.Quitter.com and sign up for all this fun we're having. Look at the fun we're having. Bon Scott, remind us of what the show was. Fire! See you tomorrow.